Amazon Fall Favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, "Hey, can you put the game on?" At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, you might remember from earlier this year when a bull at a rodeo in Oregon jumped the fence in the arena and then ran wild through the concession area, injuring 3 people. Yeah, well, the bull, named Party Bus, has been forced to retire. By the way, just so you know, he was kind of named after his father, and I'm not making this up, whose name was Short Bus. Anyway, he's been forced to retire, and chances are that an unnamed elephant in India will also have to retire. You see, during a parade over the weekend, the elephant, quote, lost its cool and went on a rampage, smashing several cars and a bus before finally being persuaded to, quote, calm down. Now, normally I find parades painfully boring, but I would have liked to have seen that. I also have very little interest in the annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, but it went down this weekend, and it took an interesting turn when one of the balloons struck and collapsed a radio tower, knocking a local radio station off the air. And there was one more performance gone wrong this weekend. We go to San Francisco for the Navy's Fleet Week. And as part of their air performance, 6 Navy members of the Leapfrogs jumped out of their plane. But one of the 6 skydivers missed the pre-planned mark and landed on a mother and her daughter. Now, these are just some of the stories that we've come across. Stories that left us with many questions. Questions we'd like to ask you in the form of a random question. And this is how it works. You call us, we ask you a question at complete random. And after you share your story, we will share with you the news story that inspired said question.
To be a part of the big show, the Random Question, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the pain out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our mental health providers are here for you, with both in-person and telehealth options to get you seen in as little as 48 hours. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal. Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, Patrols, away we go. Welcome to Season 19, episode number 4197. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat on this lovely Monday afternoon. The exciting return of your guess is as good as mine. Our categories today. We have the worst cities for driving. All right. They analyzed 49 of the biggest U.S. metros to determine which cities have the heaviest congestion. You might have driven in some of these cities.
I guess we live in one.
You might have
looking at the
been on the roadway and happen to just find yourself in one of these cities that are bad. And I'm telling, as far as getting to work, as far as commute times, it's there's a lot of time in the car if that's what you got to do to get to where you're going. So that is one category coming up. And we also have for you the top 10 most common sex-related injuries. So if you've ever been injured in the middle of coitus, one of these things probably has happened to you. Right. Some are more severe than others.
Sure.
Some are horrible things that could happen to you. Others are just, run-of-the-mill type stuff, but some of these are, you would have concern.
Like broken penis syndrome or something?
That is correct, yes. Things like that.
That's the one I fear the most.
It could be on the list.
I'm guessing that it is.
There are things that get lost. There's all kinds of things that can happen.
Been down that road.
When you're...
where is it? Oh, I think it's in there.
When you're making the sweet, sweet love.
Yeah.
So those are your categories, worst cities for traffic, and the top 10 most common sex injuries. With your guess is as good as mine. We got a lot going on. We do have a chance for you to win tickets to see Disturbed as Disturbed comes to town next year at Climate Pledge Arena. I think it's sometime in May, maybe May the 5th.
That sounds right.
Yes.
That does sound right for some reason.
So Disturb is going out. We have your chance to win tickets all this week. What they told us to do is give out a code word and then pick a time. And what we'll do is we will give you that code word at that time, and you text that to 206-803-ROCK for your chance to win.
What time are you thinking today?
4:20.
Ooh, I like that.
4:20. It seemed to work last week.
Keep mixing it up. I like it.
That's right. Yeah, 4:20.
It is the May 5th.
It is May 5th.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I was right about that. Thank God. On Disturbed at Climate Pledge, we'll give you the text word. Text that to 206-803-ROCK. But wait, there's more. Today is the day that you can start winning $5,000 a day as we fall into 5K a day.
5K a day for how many days?
All you need to do is download the Odyssey app, listen to KISW for one stinking hour. One stinking hour. That's it. And that's it. Once you do that, be sure to log in when you get on your Odyssey app and listen for an hour. And we're going to get one daily winner of $5,000 all throughout the fall. So be sure, if you're listening, hey, just get on the Odyssey app and listen to us that way.
It's 5K a day, but how many days are we talking?
It goes
until they run out of money.
It goes into November. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like November 10th.
We're now broke, so we're done with the 5K a day.
So 5K a day. And also today, big thanks to everyone who went to the ShoWare Center last night.
Oh, yeah, man.
Halloween Hullabaloo. What a great venue. Music was great. Everyone was fantastic.
It was a really good time, man. It really was.
Yep.
Hell, even the weather was great.
The weather was good, man. The bands were good. Everyone that was there was just cool and chill and positive. I did not know the children would be in the VIP session. There weren't a ton, but there's a few here and there. And based on my costume, I had to change how I described what I was. I'm like, a piece of poop. Sorry. So I'm like, I'm a piece of ass. And there's two little girls standing directly in front of me. I'm like, I am so sorry. You did
They're
not
right there.
Dude,
You're the
did
poop
not see them.
emoji.
I know, but what is the poop emoji? A piece of ass.
It's a piece of crap.
Yep.
So hopefully you got a chance to stop by and catch the show. We need your help today. Truth be told, we're struggling in here a little bit. Mm-hmm. So if you could call and tell long-winded stories so we don't have to talk as much, that would be greatly appreciated. If you've never called in on the random question before, 206-803-ROCK, we need you today.
Keep in mind, Castle had been in Los Angeles for this Motley Crue thing that they did at the Whiskey, right? And he felt like he had been in Los Angeles for a Motley Crue concert at the Whiskey. We met him here yesterday. He's like, I'm not feeling great. But he made it through the event. But then on the bus ride home, he was out. I glanced over. I mean, he's just slumped over. I'm like, yeah, it's all caught up to
To
you
his
now.
credit, he was here at 8 a.m. today.
Did he get here at 8?
I think even
Or is that what he said?
He was here even a little bit before that.
Really?
Yeah, apparently he walked into Jason's office about 7:30, and Jason was like, man, you don't look good.
First thing VD said to us, he's like, man, he said blotchy.
We are.
He said
all
he
flushed,
looked blotchy.
red. Man, you go 3 or 4 days like that, especially when you put in the airfare or the air travel and all that crap.
Oh, all of it, man. Yeah.
It taxes the hell out of you. And we're struggling.
Plus, like he's down there with our buddy Jeets. I love Jeets, but I mean, you want to talk about a perfect combination for a hangover? Hang out a couple days with Jeets and then hang out with us for a night.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yep. So please, if you never called in the random question, do it today. We need you. 206-803-ROCK. Not only that, it's a holiday.
I keep forgetting it's a holiday.
So I walk next door and can't get in there and get a snack and a pack of cigarettes.
And I really want to tell him.
And I'm like, you know what? It's a holiday, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's Columbus Day and
Indigenous Peoples Day.
Indigenous Peoples Day as well. And today is the day that we do our random question. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Dave. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Dave, welcome to the program. Random question. All right. What do we have for you, Dave? Okay, let's just start with this one. What went wrong at the performance or the event? Mm-hmm. What went wrong?
At the event, here. Does a petting zoo count as an event?
Does a what?
A petting zoo?
Sure, man.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Tiger almost ate my cousin.
Let's hear about that.
You tried to pet a tiger.
Well, they had a flimsy chain link fence on the cage, and my cousin's a scrawny little kid. Turned around, take a look. That tiger got on all fours, like did that cat, when they roll their shoulders and everything, it's so cute. But when it's a 400, 500-pound animal, it's just absolutely terrifying. And it roared, and that went horribly wrong. I mean, we were out of there real fast.
How loud is a tiger's roar? I've never physically heard one, in person.
I heard my caveman brethren through my soul, just run. It was so loud, so unbelievably loud.
What kind of petting zoo are you at where they have a 400-pound tiger?
So our family's in Mexico, so we were going to down and visit, and I'm not sure it was it's not like what we have here, right? They're like, oh, take a look at the raccoons, the gophers, the skunks, and the big exhibit is the tigers.
At a petting zoo again, right?
Yeah, they called it a petting zoo, but it was really just something you just go walk around, touch the goats, and then this particular exhibit had a little taller fences, maybe like an 8-foot fence.
Wait, you said this is just like an 8-foot tall chain link fence with the tiger on the other side.
4 tigers, yeah.
Brother, I wouldn't even have gotten close to it. I have no doubt it could just jump over that thing and take my ass out.
100%. When it jumped on the cage, it was down to almost a 45-degree angle.
Oh.
Trying to crawl up there. So, yeah, we were...
Oh, God.
We were real fast.
Okay. That doesn't sound comforting.
How old was your cousin at the time this happened?
I was 11. That would put him at 14.
All right.
Damn.
Reason we asked what went wrong at the performance or event, we've got a number of stories. Navy parachutist crash lands on a mom and teen during Fleet Week in the air show. It happened on yesterday afternoon. As part of their air performance, 6 Navy members of the Leapfrogs jumped out of their plane, but one missed the pre-planned mark, landed on a mom and a teenager at about 12:30 out on the Marina Green. Our thoughts are with the individual and their family. Safety is our number one priority. Mother and teen suffered minor injuries. The mother was taken to the hospital for further evaluation. Our parachutist, by the way, did not sustain any injuries in that one.
Don't you feel...
Oh, he was fine.
And I might be dead wrong. I just feel like I'd be able to get out of the way. Because I assume you're watching them the whole time. You know what I mean? So it'll be like, he's drifting closer to us, like, let's scatter. I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe it was just too crowded where he landed.
Yeah, but he didn't miss the mark. So he's probably on the perimeter where everyone was watching in the field where they're supposed to land.
I wonder how many cuss words came out of his mouth once he realized, like, I'm going to crash into people.
Oh, no. Then,
well, it's also just worse because it's not like, hey, watch some amateur dudes jump out of planes.
The Navy.
Right. This is like, hey, this is what these guys do, and women, they're good at it. Don't worry.
My bad.
Then we have the story of Party Bus. The 3-year-old bull bred for bucking has performed in his last and final rodeo. Party Bus, named after his father, Short Bus. He made national headlines in his first rodeo when he jumped the fence of a crowded arena in Central Oregon and careened through the concession area, injuring 3 people. The bull made a mistake and didn't intend to hurt anyone, his owner said, adding that it was the first time Party Bus had been around that many people and apparently the last.
Okay.
So, Party Bus is officially retired. Then we have the story of an elephant that went on a wild rampage, causing chaos on a busy road in India, attacking a car and a bus, and creating one heck of an unexpected traffic jam, as shocked onlookers caught the incident on camera. The elephant lost its cool during a local procession in Ekma on Saturday. It went ballistic. It lifted a car off the ground and tossed it around with someone still inside the car.
Yeah, just keep that part in mind.
The elephant continued smashing the car against the side of a nearby bus, repeatedly lifting and dropping the side of the car as people on the bus desperately scramble out the door. 4 riders got the front row seat to the elephant's rampage, hanging on for dear life on top of the giant animal as it wreaked havoc. That's right. There were 4 people on top of this thing while it was doing all this.
That's insanity.
Yeah. We have more. Talk Radio, KKOB AM, Albuquerque, New Mexico, is down 1 AM tower after a hot air balloon hundreds of feet in the air over the city struck and collapsed the tower on Friday during the 52nd annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. One of the world's most photographed events.
Mm-hmm. It's the same
one you saw a guy die?
No.
Oh.
I didn't. I saw a guy die. He was hang gliding. We were in Colorado.
Okay.
But same thing. They were all professionals. But, yeah, he hit a radio tower. That thing collapsed, and you just saw him drop into like a pile of dust.
The idea is here they put about 100 balloons up into the air, and they light these things up. I'm not sure if they do this early morning or in the evening.
It's early morning. That's when we were down there before a couple of years ago, the idea was, because my parents were living between Albuquerque and Santa Fe, and they were like, hey, we can go see the balloon festival. And I'm like, cool. And my mama said, we got to get up at like 4:30 in the morning. And I said, I'm out. Like, I'm not that interested in hot air balloons.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
That seems to be a thing with hot air balloons.
Yeah, there's something, just worth the wind or something.
Yeah, like it's always super early in the morning.
So there was 3 people on board. The balloon did land safely in a field after it struck the tower. It knocked the tower completely down to the ground. That radio station, by the way, not on the air today. Fortunately, there were no reports of injuries. A spokesperson for the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department said this was the second time in 20 years that a balloon had come in contact with that particular tower.
Yeah.
You see, according to KKOB's long memory history, it was the Smokey Bear balloon that crashed into the same tower array 20 years ago yesterday.
Only you.
But the tower did not fall. The balloon got stuck in the tower. That forced the pilot of the balloon and a small child to have to climb the entire length of the tower down to safety.
Oh, God.
As the balloon deflated as it got hung up
now,
on
look,
the tower.
Based on your fear of heights, all right?
No.
You're not climbing down. I mean, hey, man.
I mean, look.
The only way down, look, we're safe right now, but we got to climb down this tower. Are you just staying in the basket until they figure something else out?
I want a helicopter and one of those dudes that comes down and, rescues people off a cliff.
Because you refuse to climb down the tower.
to like.
Is the stairwell like?
I don't know if it's the stairwell or the ladder.
Or the ladder. Like, if the ladder has, like, the cage around it, that might make me feel a little bit better.
I would feel better, but I would ass my pants.
Correct.
But I would climb out of the basket and eventually make my way down.
I guess the good news is you can't see much.
What do you mean?
Well, just based
when you're
on
climbing down.
No, just based on it's still dark. So they're doing this thing. You're basically in the dark because they're going for the whole idea behind this one lift with all the balloons is to get them to all light up at the exact same time. Right. Then they take this giant photograph. So they got it timed out. So those guys all hit the heater at the same time. That way they're all lit up together.
Hit the heater.
Then they take the picture. Exactly. Well, I mean, it's hot. It's hot gas. More of the random question coming up. 206-803-ROCK.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
It is random question 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Levi. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Random.
Hola.
Levi, welcome to the program. Random question. All right, let's go with this one. All right, we just had a caller say that he had a traumatic experience at a petting zoo because they had tigers and his cousin almost got eaten.
Yeah, because they had tigers at a petting zoo.
All right, let's go with this one then. What would you say is your favorite animal to see at the zoo or your least favorite animal to see at the zoo?
Favorite animal, probably, that's a tough one. I'm going to have to say either like the sharks are always pretty cool and then like snakes are always pretty interesting.
Okay. All right.
Funny, my wife will not go
because they're behind glass and I don't have to like be anywhere near.
So do snakes freak you out?
Kinda.
Do you swim in the ocean?
No.
You do not. And is it specifically because of sharks?
What was that?
Is it specifically because of sharks?
Not specifically because of sharks, but that's definitely a big one.
Yeah. I never get in the water, in the ocean, and don't think about sharks. It is just
they got way too much poisonous stuff in the water, man.
I don't care. I don't care if there's jellyfish all around me. I still am thinking about
sharks. You think sharks first.
That's it.
Right.
You know, I can say, like, oh, there's a jellyfish. But I don't care.
I mean, you're right. You think about it, but it never stops me from getting in the ocean.
But the truth, if the movie Jaws had never come out, I don't think people would worry about sharks.
I think if the news didn't come out.
Look, it happens more than I would like it to, but it's not such a common occurrence. You'd be like, it's like a car accident, right? You kind of say, it happens every day, but you're not scared to drive. But if they made a movie of Jaws impact about a car wreck, people are like, I'm taking the bus today.
My uncle's like, hey, you want to get on the beach, get in the water, hang out for an afternoon or whatever? And I'm like, no. And he's like, why not? I'm like, you've had rip currents all year. There's a hurricane about ready to blow in here. Mm-hmm. There have been 4 shark attacks at his beach this year. I'm like, I'm not. Wait, why? Like
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
It is random question 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Levi. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Random.
Hola.
Levi, welcome to the program. Random question. All right, let's go with this one. All right, we just had a caller say that he had a traumatic experience at a petting zoo because they had tigers and his cousin almost got eaten.
Yeah, because they had tigers at a petting zoo.
All right, let's go with this one then. What would you say is your favorite animal to see at the zoo or your least favorite animal to see at the zoo?
Favorite animal, probably, that's a tough one. I'm going to have to say either like the sharks are always pretty cool and then like snakes are always pretty interesting.
Okay. All right.
Funny, my wife will not go
because they're behind glass and I don't have to like be anywhere near.
So do snakes freak you out?
Kinda.
Do you swim in the ocean?
No.
You do not. And is it specifically because of sharks?
What was that?
Is it specifically because of sharks?
Not specifically because of sharks, but that's definitely a big one.
I never get in the water, in the ocean, and don't think about sharks. It is just
they got way too much poisonous stuff in the water, man.
I don't care. I don't care if there's jellyfish all around me. I still am thinking about
sharks.
You think
sharks first.
That's it.
Right.
You know, I can say, like, oh, there's a jellyfish. but I don't care.
I mean, you're right. You think about it, but it never stops me from getting in the ocean.
But if the movie Jaws had never come out, I don't think people would worry about sharks.
I think if the news didn't come out.
Look, it happens more than I would like it to, but it's not such a common occurrence. You'd be like, it's like a car accident, right? You kind of say, it happens every day, but you're not scared to drive. But if they made a movie of Jaws' impact about a car wreck, people are like, I'm taking the bus today.
My uncle's like, hey, you want to get on the beach, get in the water, hang out for an afternoon or whatever? I'm like, no. He's like, why not? I'm like, you've had rip currents all year. There's a hurricane about ready to blow in here. Mm-hmm. There have been 4 shark attacks at his beach this year. I'm like, I'm not. Why? Like, why? You have a pool. If I want to get wet, I'll just get in your pool. How about that?
Where your uncle lives, I don't know that I want to get in the water. Just knowing what I know of that area for various reasons, sharks included. But when we were in Delaware this summer, where we were on the beach, there's a bunch of guys fishing, right up the side. And the kids are splashing around the water. They're having a great time. And these guys, they're reeling in their thing. And they're like, we got another shark. And they're not sharks going to take you out. It's still a shark. But one was up to about 4 feet long. And this guy's dangling on the hook. And all the kids come over. He's kind of holding it so the kids can touch it and all this kind of thing. And again, I'm just thinking, I'm sitting on the beach looking at this. And the part that kills me is the kids get back in the water. And the guy, it's not like he keeps the shark. He throws her ass back in the water. I'm like, guys, he literally threw a shark like 5 feet away.
Actually, what he was saying, I do like water-based animals when I go to the zoo, more so than land-based animals.
Like what?
All right, hang on, but okay.
I mean, there's some
record,
aquarium at zoos. Yeah.
He said sharks. I was like, that's not a zoo, my man.
Okay. At Seaside, they have an aquarium where you get to feed the seals.
All right.
I got a buddy seal down there. I'm pretty sure he knows me because
he doesn't know you.
Well, he seems to remember me, but he is very territorial.
Are you feeding him?
Oh, yeah, of my sardines. So, I sit there and give him sardines, and he fights everybody else off and guards his corner and protects me and looks at me with puppy dog eyes. I give him another sardine. But traditionally, I find penguins to be hilarious.
Someone on the text line says the penguins are my favorite part of any zoo.
Yeah, back to the water. There was a polar bear for a while at the Baltimore Zoo. Don't ask me why, but they had one. And I always said that was my favorite thing to see there because you just don't realize how massive they are.
The polar bear at the National Zoo, you just always felt bad for him. We always went in the summer. Yeah, and he'd just be laying there on a block of dirty ice.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it gets so hot. Actually, my wife...
They sent them home.
My wife fed baby stingrays when we were in Mexico. They had a thing where you could feed them, and she did. And she's like, they're just weird and squishy, kind of cute, whatever. I think for me, I'm always torn because, I always like looking at the gorillas, right? Because they kind of lumber around, but when they get angry, you're like, oh, S is about to go down. The problem is, in my opinion, they smell the worst.
Yes.
So, I want to see them, but it's just... And zoos don't smell good. I get it. It's a bunch of animals crapping outside. But, man, gorillas are, next level. Gorillas, they're the one you would not let them use your toilet. Okay. Right now, bro, you got to go outside. You cannot use my bathroom.
I mean, going in I don't know what you call that. Where, the monkeys, the gorillas, they call it the primate house or whatever.
Yeah.
Always the most fun.
Sure.
But you're right. It smelled awful in there.
And that's the thing. So it's when I go to the zoo, yes, I want to see the apes. And then you get there and they're like, all right, guys, listen, 2 minutes and I got to roll, man. It is.
Why are chimpanzees very rarely in the zoo? It's always a gorilla.
I think chimps, maybe they're just so aggressive.
Are they smarter? They can get out.
They are smarter.
You know what I mean? Is it just you can't really keep them in captivity?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I'm okay to not see chimps, man. There's
you always see
something
an orangutan, just sitting there.
It's always an orangutan.
He's always scratching his chest or playing with his nipples or whatever.
They do nothing, but they always explain he is straight up chilling on a rope. But if he didn't like it, he'd rip your arms off of your body and beat you to death with them.
Reese, we asked what's your favorite animal to see at the zoo. 2 giant pandas are on their way from China to Washington's National Zoo, kicking off a much-awaited return of the beloved bears to the American capital. Bao Li and King Bao, both are 3 years old. They left their panda research base in China. They then will board a specifically chartered FedEx Boeing 777 cargo jet named the Panda Express.
Oh, good God.
And take off for Washington in a few hours.
Is that a good call with the Chinese restaurant?
I'm thinking
I want to get an egg roll.
Right.
I mean,
but it makes me feel like they're going to turn it into orange panda.
Right. When they get to D.C., you're going to eat them. The Panda Express.
Side note, they're literally FedExing panda bears over here from China.
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you this then. If I go to FedEx and I've got a panda...
Modern times call for modern solutions.
I want to ship it to my buddy. Would FedEx allow me to do it? Right. I got a panda. I got to pay for postage.
They basically shut down the panda exhibits in D.C. for a year, and they did $1 million upgrade on the thing. So
the
now,
pandas were bitching.
Now it's ready for the new tenants. Staff members waved photos of the two bears and banners as the truck drove by. A send-off ceremony was actually held early this morning at a hotel.
Did they pay for express shipping?
Next day delivery.
Is that like $8.99 extra?
That thing is in the air. That thing is in the air right now from China.
Really?
It is in the air right now because it left Monday morning.
Okay.
So if you do the time on it, right?
What do you think the Bears are thinking, in this... I mean, panda bears are so stupid to begin with. They're cute, they're cuddly, they're all these things, but they are so dumb, I cannot believe they're not extinct. Seriously, I mean, do they have natural
I think it's our
predators?
defiance that's keeping pandas on the map.
You think it's us, just human beings?
Because I don't think like we're hunting them or anything like that. And they don't have any natural predators. That's why they're so stupid. They just lumber about because they don't have to fear for
If you put a panda bear anywhere outside of China, every other animal would eat it. Like, look at this big, tasty dumbass. I'm sorry, man. They don't really defend themselves. They're clumsy.
Did you ever go to the National Zoo when they were there and watch them at lunchtime?
I never got to see them at the National Zoo.
All right. That was like the big thing, right? Because you're right. They just kind of roll around and they hang out. But then, Mike, they have this area where you go in, and it's like a man-made cave, so it's cooler in there, too. And you just watch them eat lunch. You have never seen an animal as happy as that polar bear is, just sitting there eating.
Panda bear?
Or panda bear, yeah.
Huh.
Just munching the bamboo?
Carrots.
I was going to say, what do they have to have an in-flight meal.
Bamboo.
I mean, we know that for a fact.
I don't think they naturally eat carrots. I think we have to, because bamboo has like no nutrients, so they just eat all day and they get nothing
But it
out
still has a Biscoff logo on the bamboo.
Yes, of course.
We didn't even get peanuts on this flight.
What the hell?
I have a peanut allergy.
They're showing that new movie with all the boobies on it. I don't want to watch it.
What's Kung Fu Panda? I would play that movie just to see if they express any interest at all.
Sure.
You know, like, I like this movie.
Next thing you know, they're trying out moves in the cargo hold of FedEx. Oh no! The plane had to land because the
fight broke out.
Pandas were performing kung fu.
Turns out they pick up Kung Fu really quickly. All right, Miles, you ready?
Yes, what?
Hello, Eastwood. Welcome to the men's room.
Oh, God. Why are you calling today?
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
God bless you guys.
How are you, Eastwood?
What's up, Eastwood?
Hey, I'm fine. I'm up here at the Walter E. Reed Timberland Shelton Library. Got my internet connection keyed up and PS with my best friends in the world.
Oh, nice.
God bless you guys.
We're
Nice.
we're hungover and we're surviving, Eastwood. So we're trying to do the best we
Yeah,
can.
that's great. Yeah. I'm heading over to the casino here in a minute to cash in a chip, man. I bet them Cats against Dallas. Gave up 3 points. Didn't have to.
Apparently not. No, not even close. All right, Eastwood, let's go this way. Well, since your body is worth something, all right, I want to take 2 fingers off of your right hand, okay? How much money do you need for me to do that?
No, never, nothing. I would not. I've been twisting wrenches since I was a little kid. Since I was 3 years old, I had a tool in my hand.
All right,
Mom
me
told
too.
Me, Phil, you know, the TV was all messed up, and they got a rheostat thing in the back of it, and the guy says, somebody had to stick a screwdriver in that hole and turn that screw, and then change the channel and turn that screw. And she goes, Phil, here, go fix the TV. And I took that screwdriver, stuck it in that hole, and started turning that screw. And she knew I was the one that fouled up the TV. But no, I would not. That's one of the things, my claims to fame is I got 10 fingers, and I haven't lost one of them.
Okay,
Yes, your claim to fame.
What if I cut off your ear? Now you can still hear out of the hole. How much money would I take?
Oh, ear?
Yeah, just the ear.
Ear. Oh, yeah. I give up an ear.
How much?
Yeah, ear. I want $18 million.
Are you kidding me? $18 million.
No.
What if I said?
Mil,
What if I said $500,000?
I can buy myself back the house I grew up in for $2.2 million, and then the other $16 million I'm going to buy a rigid airship from Zeppelin. So
all right. Yeah, of course.
I'm going to have my Tobago.
All right. What would be the body part that you would be most likely to agree to sell? Now, you know, do you wear glasses?
Yeah, the dollar store ones, yeah.
All right, so maybe an ear is not the right move for you.
Well, yeah, the glasses fit funny.
Okay, is there any body part that you would sell, and for how much?
Oh, I already told you my ear. That was an easy one.
Well, kidney. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can.
Baby pinky toe.
Yeah, I'd go with a kidney.
All right.
I'd go with a kidney. Got 2 of them.
How much?
Yeah, just, I don't know. My girlfriend's parents not supposed to stay for him, but they spent $200,000, so I'd do the $200,000.
All right, $200,000 for a kidney. Okay.
Well,
Do you think your kidney is healthy enough to actually be used as a donor?
Oh, yeah. I went through those kidney stones and stuff here. Man, it was a killer. I went down to 115 pounds, man. It just tore me up. And they put you in. And first they went up, they roto-rooted me up the hind end, because they got to get their money for their cameras, I'm telling you, going the wrong hole, dude. And then finally they got me in there, and the kidney stone's gone, and I'm not feeling no pain. I'm back up about 140.
Oh, good. So you can eat again.
Just kicking ass, baby. Just doing good.
That's good to know.
You're going up the wrong hole, dude.
115 pounds.
Doctors probably, we know what we're doing, sir. That's
Jesus Christ.
Hey, dude, wrong hole.
Yeah.
Kidney stones, bro.
See, he's the guy that can always buy a small shirt somewhere.
Oh, guaranteed.
When you see a shirt like on a rack, you're like, ooh, I like that. And then you look for your size.
Small.
And it's small and extra small. It's the only 2 they got. You're like, son of a... He can buy them.
Yeah. He said he's up to 140.
That's
down to 115. Now he's up to 140.
That's still
like,
small.
Damn, dude. Come on.
That's a small shirt. Reason we asked, how much money would you sell a body part for? They say you probably heard someone complaining about how groceries cost an arm and a leg these days. They're obviously exaggerating. And it's not that eggs are not more expensive. It's that technically an arm and a leg is worth a lot more than you probably have in the bank. And here's how we know.
Really?
And it's a serious story. 6 years ago, a 56-year-old drunk guy in New York fell onto the subway tracks. The train operator failed to stop in time, so the train ran this guy over, severing one of his legs off, his hip joint, and most of his arm. He survived, but he's unable to work again. So he filed a lawsuit against the MTA, and he won. How much money do you think they give him for an arm and a leg?
Wait, he was drunk.
He was drunk.
And fell on the tracks. I know you're saying they failed to stop in time. Sometimes there's not much you can do.
He'd been drinking.
Yeah.
But the court found the train operator would have had time to stop the train if he would have pulled the emergency brake. The driver admitted he saw people on the platform waving frantically and that he saw something on the tracks, but he thought it was a bag of garbage. He also admitted he should have hit the brakes. So,
well, that makes more sense if he's in court saying that. Like, I should have hit the emergency brake.
So what do you guys think he got out of arm and a leg?
$10 million.
He got $90 million.
$90 million.
$90 million.
Wow.
I don't think, would you arm and a leg? $90 million. That's quality of life. Is it worth the money?
Yeah, on the one hand, you'd want to say yeah, but the other way of looking at it is I've never had $90 million, and I'm okay. I've always had my 2 arms and legs, and honestly, I would just prefer to keep my body parts.
What if it was on the same side of the body? So you lost your right arm and your right leg.
I think that'd be worse.
I do too.
I mean, that's, yeah.
I mean, because you're not really balanced. I mean,
it'd be very difficult to balance. But I would not take. I wouldn't.
So
take
if it's just
million.
one side, if it was back and forth, it'd be different.
Do we know if it was all on one side with this guy?
We do not know.
I'd like to find that out.
I just think that would be really weird to have a left leg and a left arm.
Yes,
you just like hop around everywhere.
Everywhere.
I mean,
right? Because I know people that are like W amputees.
Yeah.
On like their legs, but generally they still have both arms, right? Losing just one leg and one arm, like
on the same side.
Yeah.
I mean, not that any scenario is great. I just feel like that would be the worst of it.
Yes, it would.
Damn, $90 million.
Random.
Guess who it is, Ted? James, welcome to the men's room.
Oh, is that me now?
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, sorry about that.
No worries. James, welcome to the program. Let's see what we got for you. All right, James, what would you say is your favorite way to travel? Your favorite way to travel? If it's just getting from point A to point B in any way, shape, or form as traveling, what is your favorite way to do that?
Honestly, probably driving.
Driving? Okay.
Yeah, like just the views of everything. You always get to see something cool unless you're driving through like the Midwest.
Well, I still think everyone should drive through the Midwest just because it will blow your mind how few cool things there are to look at for hundreds of miles.
I'm going to go train.
I live like, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I live in the middle of Iowa, so it's pretty fun driving out here. There's some fun roads, but man, everything is just fields.
What's the closest drive for you to see something of like scenic beauty, like the Black Hills? I don't know, anything. You know,
Just come to my house.
What's close?
Probably like a 2-hour drive out to I only know it as Backbone National Park. There's also Makokata Caves. That's pretty cool. It's like this huge opening in the earth.
All right. See,
if you want to see like a concert, right? What is the closest reasonable concert? Someone like Metallica, Foo Fighters, a big band.
Here, it's probably tired of Slipknot.
Recently, I went to see Avenged Sevenfold up in Des Moines.
All right.
Probably up there.
I think if I was going to travel like that, I really would like to look into one of those, either the Sprinter van or the van that took us to the ShoWare Center last night.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like if I'm going to do that kind of drive, I want to have like, I don't know, just more room. If I want to crash in the back or whatever, I can do that.
I mean, I've rented RVs. It's fun if you have a RV getting driven around in them. They're so big. I wouldn't say I'd enjoy driving.
Yeah, driving it would not be as fun. But Ted, I'm with you. Train, man. And yes, it takes longer than a flight. It's not that, but you can physically get up, move around.
Mm-hmm.
They have a bar car. You don't have to get pissed drunk, but I'm sure it would. There's a place you can get food and actually sit down at a table.
Yeah, you can sit down and play cards or whatever you want to do.
There's no traffic.
Yeah, and it's just, you can kill time and you can stretch your body.
You say that until you get delayed from a mudslide or waiting for another train or whatever the deal is.
Well, you're right. I mean, that can happen. I went down to Portland a few times this summer driving, and coming back one Sunday, it took me 5.5 hours.
Damn. God. Okay. The reason we asked about your favorite way to travel today, by the way, is Thanksgiving up there in our neighbors to the north.
It's Thanksgiving, eh?
So why not this story? You guys ever heard of Porter Airlines? Porter Airlines has been around for about a year and a half.
Okay.
All right. And has perhaps the loftiest goals in the Canadian skies, they say. Compete with the sector's established players like Air Canada, not solely by trying to beat them on cost, which they do, but by winning the hearts of its passengers. It is a completely different way to travel in economy, and it's allowed us to grow very quickly over the last 18 months, according to the CEO. The Toronto-based airline, they emerged from COVID-19 pandemic with ambitious growth plans. The key here is, can they do it profitably, and can they make it work? Since the pandemic, the answer is yes, and many more planes are in the works. Porter planes fly without a middle seat. They've taken them all out.
All right.
They have free onboard Wi-Fi access. They offer complimentary alcoholic beverages and serve them in glasses. They serve you meals on actual plates. You have a meal, you have complimentary alcoholic beverages, there is no middle seat, and you have free onboard Wi-Fi. Every seat is equipped with its own television where you can watch any movie, any of that for free.
I am in.
And we have pandas in the back.
We got that no kung fu.
More of the random question coming up 206-803-ROCK.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Getting help for mental health shouldn't be as hard as it is. Thankfully, Mindful Therapy Group is here to make your mental health journey as painless as possible. Be seen in as little as 48 hours for in-person or telehealth appointments. Mindful partners with thousands of licensed clinicians to find the perfect fit for you. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance, so you can focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
What is our random question? 206-803-ROCK.
Random.
Hello, Eddie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Eddie, welcome to the program. Random question. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing today?
We're doing great, Eddie. Thank you.
Better than we should be.
All right, Eddie, here's your question. Who is the oldest person that you still find sexy, or the oldest person that you've ever dated?
Well, probably the oldest person I've dated is my wife by far. So,
is she older than you, or she's just the oldest person you've dated?
Just the oldest person I've dated because we're together right now. Oldest sexy person, it's got to be some actress. I'm thinking like Suzanne Summers, maybe.
All right.
I think she passed away.
How much older is your wife than you?
She's not. She's actually younger than me.
So what's the biggest age difference? I guess I should ask then.
Age difference.
As far as anybody you've ever gone out with?
It was probably like 20 years one time.
All right. Okay. I'm assuming older than you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How did that happen?
Just total accident.
Total what?
Accident.
Accident.
Yeah, it was a trip, a camping trip. So, and it was my buddy's sister, and we didn't date or anything, or we just hung out. We didn't date or anything like that. But it was like a 20-year gap.
Okay.
Damn.
All right.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. As far as older than a child, I'll still say Jane Seymour.
Jane Seymour, Helen Mirren.
I think Jane Seymour
she's 90, so she now looks a little bit older.
Helen Mirren is 90?
No, the person I'm going to say.
Oh, boy.
Sophia Loren.
She's 90?
Yeah.
Hold on, I got to Google her now. See what she looks like right now.
She definitely.
How about Martha Stewart?
Yeah, Martha would catch
For
it.
sure, yeah.
Martha would catch it.
Yeah.
Wait, who did you say, Laura McCall?
No, Sophia Loren.
Sophia, right.
She's still attractive. She just looks like a 90-year-old woman, whereas for a lot of years she didn't.
What? Man, okay. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong picture here.
Raquel Welch probably still looks good. I'm going to guess.
I would guess.
She's dead.
Well, even
Raquel
when you look
Welch
at
is dead.
did she pass on?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
So is Suzanne Summers.
She did pass. You know what?
Like a year ago today.
But when you really look at the age of people, like Christy Brinkley, all right, she's in her 60s.
Looks great.
She looks absolutely the same to me for whatever reason.
Because we're getting old.
Yeah, but
I think that's part of it. At 55, I can look at someone who's 75 and say, yeah, all right, I get what's going on there.
Also a supermodel.
Right.
So.
30 years ago, I probably would not have felt that way, but I certainly do now.
It certainly changes with age.
And it changes the tabs even hit on Pornhub. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah, I guess I got to move everything up about a decade here.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like, you can't be into, hot moms anymore. Like, I'm in my mid-40s. I'm into attractive grandmas now.
I know, and you're like, God damn it, we're the same age.
Yeah. Mature,
which looks like you're still younger than me.
I know, you're looking at mature like, that's mature? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good times.
Wow. Yeah, at 90, bro, I don't know, maybe I'm looking. Okay, it's just one picture.
Okay.
I think sometimes, too, though, if you're just talking about famous people.
Yeah.
Like, I think sometimes I would just like to say I hooked up with them, whether or not I still find them attractive.
Sure. Oh, somebody here says Sally Fields. She basically looks the same. Mm-hmm. She from Gidget to now, she looks about the same. And Selma Hayek, almost 60.
That's a great call. Same with Penelope Cruz. I bet she's not as old as Selma. I think she's a few years older, but still, I mean, you're talking about somebody who's in their upper 50s.
But again, so am I. So
Nicole Kidman.
I don't know if is it that you still look good or that at my age I think you look good. You know what I mean?
It's both.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like this year when I was talking about watching the Little League World Series, right? And I'm like, I don't know what's changed in the water, but the moms are just so attractive now. You're their age, dude.
Right. That's why.
Yes,
exactly.
Look, I don't remember them being that hot when I was a kid.
Somebody says Christy Brinkley is 70 years old. Someone else brings up Brooke Shields. Yeah, man, I'd get home with her. You know who's still kind of hot, man? Original Wonder Woman, Linda Carter.
Oh, yeah. Yes, she is.
Halle Berry's getting up there in age. Apparently, I think we're the same age.
Yeah, but you know what, man? That's a no that's a Mr. Yuck sticker on that thing. I mean, seriously, don't touch it, don't drink it. Just stay.
Why?
I don't know.
Because something
knows.
Weird happens with every relationship. I think it's like J-Lo, right? You know what I mean? Like, you can find her attractive. I'm not saying that, but obviously there's something ain't adding up in the brain there. People just can't be around them for long.
No, it's typically a year or two. Mm-hmm. And then they're the ones that cheat on her. Like, I know,
which is ridiculous.
Her one husband said he was a sex addict or whatever the deal was. But everyone else just kind of went.
Who's that, Eric Benet?
Yeah. I'm just kind of walking away, and I am out with no explanation. No one ever talks any trash on her. No, it's never,
No, it's just, I just don't want to do this anymore.
No. The reason we asked, too, is the oldest person you find sexy.
Goldie Hawn. Like, in my mind, I'm just reading one of the texts, sorry. Goldie Hawn, like, in my mind, like, when I picture her, she looks great, but then when I actually see what she looks like now, I'm like, I'm picturing something different than what she is. So, there's some Santa Claus movie she's in with her not husband, right? Watched it with the kids, and she looked great in that.
Yeah,
you realize
still got it.
That's Hollywood makeup.
No, she still got it.
You're still with Goldie Hawn. Lucy Lawless?
Yes.
I haven't seen her in a while, but I want to say yes.
Deborah Harry?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cindy Crawford, yeah, for sure. You say Heather Locklear and Heather Thomas. Man, Locklear looks like she's lived the life that she's lived.
She does.
Like, she has self-aged just based on how she chose to roll back in the day. And they nailed it. Liz Hurley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty strong.
Yes.
That is real strong. The reason we asked who's the oldest person you find sexy or the oldest person you've ever been with. Chu Soon-hwa is an 80-year-old woman from South Korea, and she recently shocked the world by qualifying as a finalist in the annual Miss Universe Korea competition.
Damn.
She's 80. She's a grandmother of 3. She turns 81 next month. She said she never dreamed of being in the running to represent her country in the Miss Universe beauty pageant, but thanks to changes made to the contest selection rules, she was able to do that. Now, before this year, participants were required to be between the ages of 18 and 28. But due to growing pressure to become more inclusive, they scrapped that rule, allowing pretty much anybody to participate. Now, apart from the age band lifting, pregnant women and women who had children or had ever been married were also allowed to compete. Now, she hopes to inspire others by showing that health and vitality can be maintained well into old age. While this is the 80-year-old's first foray into beauty pageantry, she's been working as a senior fashion model for years.
Oh, okay.
Securing collaborations with magazines like Harper's, Bazaar, and Elle, as well as commercial campaigns with various Korean brands. It all started when she started modeling at the age of 72.
Damn.
When one of the patients at the hospital she was working at as a nurse recommended she give modeling a chance. One of my patients told me to try modeling. I thought it was nonsense. But at the same time, it awoke my old dream of becoming a model, wearing pretty clothes, and doing photo shoots. So I said, yeah, I used to dream of that before. I should give it a try. And now she is headed to Mexico to compete in the Miss Universe contest.
Damn.
Yes. And one more story, as far as age goes. Dressed in 7-inch neon heels and translucent yellow bell bottoms, Mary Sorrentella was defying gravity and expectations Wednesday night at Hollywood's Bourbon Room. Spinning gracefully around the pole to disco medleys, she contorted her body into a series of improbable positions with even more impossible names, like some of the things you do on the pole. Some of the moves, the chopstick, the jade split, and the black sun split. A showstopper, they say, in which she grips the pole between her belly and thigh and hangs upside down, holding a foot with each hand. It was a dazzling display of flexibility and sensual athleticism, they say. And on her September performance, when she last danced, she just celebrated her 71st birthday.
Jeez.
And she did it up on stage and told everyone, and the room exploded. A young woman in the front row pumped her fist in the air. Another did the bow reminiscent of We're Not Worthy from Wayne's World. She started pole dancing in 2010 when she was 57 years old, the same year the youngest of her 3 children graduated from college.
So she was waiting for this.
Wow. Yeah. A friend from a committee at her kid's school mentioned that she'd started taking pole dancing classes at the gym. So on a whim, she said, I'll go with you, and asked if she could come. She was only able to learn a few moves before the gym disbanded the class, but she was hooked. She said she still deals with certain inconveniences of age, arthritis making gripping the pole difficult, and there was that stingy hip replacement.
Yeah.
When I wake up in the morning, I'm stiffer than I used to be. Early on, I sprained a knee. But it's like that old serenity prayer. Accept the things you can't change and change the things you can.
I dig it, man.
So she dances on a weekly basis at the Hollywood Bourbon Room. And she's 71 years old.
And now, what was the question that we asked?
Who's the oldest person you find sexy or the oldest person you've ever been with?
All right. So I think it was Eddie that we talked to, gave his answer. Text came in, says, that was my husband who just called in. I was wondering why he ran outside explaining the question.
Oh, no.
Be right back, babe. Hang on there.
I don't know that, like, I've done a couple years older. I've never gone too far above my age. I went on a few dates with a girl that was like 10 years younger.
All right. How old were you at the time?
Like early 30s. She was like in her early 20s.
Is that kind of when you start getting the disconnect?
Correct.
Yeah. I would say that's about like, you just don't have anything in common really at that point, except lust.
Hello. I mean, look, we know there's people your age, there's people my age that date girls that are like 25. And I'm
know,
like,
man.
what do you talk about?
I mean, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio, you know what I mean? But I think, like, okay, look, I get she's a smoke show, but you're not just having sex with her. You were hanging out with her. You invited her.
What does Belichick talk about with his girlfriend?
They look very happy.
His hips.
They do, but I'm just saying, at some point, like...
Well, she dated a guy that was like somebody he knew. So she has a history of dating very older men.
All right.
So
I guess, man. I mean, she's what, 27, he's 72?
Maybe she likes eating dinner at 4:30. Who knows?
I just like early dinner.
I mean, there's got to be some commonality, right? You're not going to a 10 o'clock dinner.
I feel like there is, I don't know what the number is, but it's like 50 years is a long time.
Just your mindset.
I'm actually still very involved in the rave scene. I like going out every Friday night and take a little Molly and just have a good old time.
We're on to dinner.
Yeah, he's rolling on Molly.
Yeah.
Maybe he is.
He could be smoking weed right now. You don't know.
Just went on a 6-day bender down in Vegas. I didn't go to sleep before 4 o'clock every morning.
Kids call him a Ibiza.
Just kept the hood up. Nobody knew who he was.
Maybe he's with Conor McGregor and Ibiza.
Throwing down.
Why not? Let's just finish it off, right? You've got a girlfriend that's 50 years younger than you are.
Doing lines on the bar, no one cares.
Right, you've retired from coaching. Now you're partying in Ibiza with a maniac.
I don't know what everyone's problem with fentanyl is.
I put $1,000 bill into a stripper's G-string with my teeth.
That's why it sounds so exciting.
He is a lot more personable as a commentator than he is.
Because he is.
Yeah. Hello, Bill. Welcome to the men's room.
Oh, crap. Give me a second. Let me pull over real quick.
All right, do what you got.
Hold on. Sure.
I like the legit. He's just like, oh,
Jesus,
hang on.
Well, I've been sitting here for a minute. Hold on, bitch, hold on.
Welcome to the program, brother.
Okay,
Random
gentlemen.
question. Yeah, man. Whatever you're into. Let's see what we got here. Okay. How about this one? What was the story that you've heard about the day that you were born? What is the story that your mom or dad told you about the day you were born, kind of how it went down as far as just the day in general? What time were you?
I mean, I told all the other stories. This one's kind of lame. But
And
this is lame.
hold on, man, your phone
When
broke
I was
up.
Born,
Okay, go ahead.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said, this is kind of lame. But the day I was born, my hair was so blonde that they literally had to spit on it to make sure I even had hair. They thought I was born bald.
They spit on your head?
Well, they got it wet in some way, but my dad would always say that he had to spit on my.
Yep, there's hair there.
Did you have a cone head?
Yeah. Oh no, he's got hair. It's just so light you can barely see it.
Did you come out as a cone head?
I might have.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I tell my kid. I was like, look, man, when you came out, I was kind of freaked out because you seriously look like a cone head.
Oh, yeah.
So
my daughter, too, because they had to use we didn't know the cord was around her neck, right? And so they basically it's just like a suction cup. Mm-hmm. And they pulled her ass out, and I'm just looking at her head. You know, first they unwrapped the cord, whatever. But I'm looking at her head, and they're like, oh, congratulations, Mr. Hill, this is your daughter. And I just looked at the doctor before I got open my mouth. He got this big smile and said, her head will normalize. He said it's just part of the thing. But she did busted my wife's tailbone on the way out. Or as my daughter likes to say, I broke Mom's back when I was born. I'm like, that's a lot more dramatic than what it actually was. The thing I hear about me, right, because I was the second kid, so my dad's not as excited. But at that time, the husband was not allowed to be in the delivery room at the moment. You had to wait outside, and then they call you in. Right? Old days, right? I was born in 69. Yeah, that's right, 69.
Nice.
But my mom said, you know, like, hey, birthday, whatever. But you were, like, just covered in hair everywhere, which is not entirely unusual for babies. But she's like, dude, it was excessive. So when they let my father into the room, his first words were, ooh. Not like, ooh, I got another son. Just, ooh. I was like, okay. She's like, look, you were ugly. I'm sorry. There's no way around it.
You were ugly.
Yeah, she's like, you were an ugly, hairy baby. She's like, we loved you, but until the hair came off, it takes like 5 days. Like, those little baby chimpanzee.
Oh, trust me, I used to send out pictures of my daughter when she was born to everybody. Now I look at that picture, I'm like, oh, my God.
You are the only people on earth that think your baby's cute in the moment they're born.
Absolutely.
Keep in mind, they've basically been underwater for 9 months. Mm-hmm. And they pop out, and you're so excited. But deep down, you're like, ew.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm telling you, my proudest moment was getting in that GEO prism I had in Annapolis at Pat Sajak Hospital.
Pat Sajak Hospital.
And I get in the parking lot, man, and they've already got the helicopter on top of the pad. And they're getting ready to take her ass out of there to Children's Hospital. So now she's only...
So that's the day she's born.
Oh, yeah. This is like half an hour.
Damn.
I didn't even hold
That's
my kid.
quick.
It was quick. So they're like, okay, we're going to go to Children's National. My wife was out of it still. The epidural's still, kicking in. And she's just exhausted. I think she was wondering where her baby was.
That is fair.
But, I was trying to tell her, hey, look, they're going to transfer her to Children's National in D.C. I'm going to go there. You just relax. Everything's going to be okay.
Just relax.
Yeah. I will come back and get you, or you can get a cab home or whatever the deal is. So I got on 50, and I mean, just like 9/11, I drove as fast as I wanted to drive. I mean...
And this is your first daughter, right?
Yeah. So I was driving at least 100 miles an hour in that car. And I beat that. Well, the helicopter had to wait for another helicopter to get off the pad.
Ah, okay.
So her helicopter was still in the air waiting for the pad to open up while another helicopter was on it. That gave me enough time to park the car, get in the front door, get checked in. I got checked in on a child that was not even admitted yet.
Do they know she's coming?
They know she's en route. But I'm here to give all the information. I'm the dad, all that stuff. And by the time I got upstairs, they had just settled her in.
Damn.
So that was day one. I mean, that was within hours. So that was a crazy one.
What was it when she was born with we got to get her to Children's?
She was born with half a heart and she didn't have an esophagus.
And how long does it take them to find that out? I mean, is it like as soon as she's born, or is it like...
It took a little time for the esophagus thing because, fortunately, there was a woman there who was a nurse, and she was part-time. She was in her mid-60s, but she wanted to come back and help, and that's what she had done her entire life. So she worked 2 days a week, and she kind of just volunteered her time. She got paid.
Yeah.
But she had seen this one time before in the 50s, is what she said.
Are you kidding?
When she first started being a nurse is when she saw this for the first time. And she could tell. She picked Kate up, and she's like, I know what's wrong with this baby. Because the doctor didn't know.
You're the dad.
Yeah, exactly. And then they put her under the heat lamp that they keep your fries warm in.
Yeah.
Until they transport them out. It's weird. It really is. It's the fry light. It's the hot lamp that you put the food on while you're waiting for your waiter to come and take it off the counter.
I don't remember it, but I was a bubble baby for a while there. So I had Croup.
I think it is. Well, top this texter says Belushi overdosed the day I was born.
Wow. Reason we asked, what was the story of the day you were born? You guys know Brantley Gilbert, the country music star.
I know his name.
Yeah. Fans in Tupelo, Mississippi got to be a part of a very special moment on Friday night. He ran on stage in the middle of his concert because his wife, Amber, went into labor on his tour bus. He posted a video where he stops the show for an emergency. Then it cuts to him calling his mom to tell her she's got a new grandson. His name is Abram Howell Gilbert. Here's the craziest part. Once his son was born and he knew everything was okay, he went back out on stage and finished the concert. He was gone about an hour. Then he walked back on stage and announced, "We got a baby, Mississippi." And the crowd went nuts. He joked that all the moms in the crowd were probably thinking, what in the F is wrong with this dude? But he felt like he couldn't abandon all the fans who supported him for so many years. He said, Amber said, "Get back out there on stage and finish. We have 3 kids now, so you better get some money because we need it."
It is kind of funny. And when you hear him saying it, because I listened to the audio yesterday, it's like, he's like, yeah, she wants me out here. You guys are my fans. You paid for tickets. Like, baby's fine.
More of the random question coming up. 206-803-ROCK.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Fall into 5K a day. All you need to do is download the Odyssey app, listen to KISW for 1 hour a day. That gives you a shot at $5,000 in cash. So be sure to log in when you get there, listen to the show for 1 hour, and you will be eligible to win the $5,000 in cash as we fall into 5K a day
until we run out of money.
That's right. It is random question 206-803-ROCK.
We won't run out of money.
Nah, let's keep getting away $5
We'll
grand.
be fine.
That's why you find our bumper stickers everywhere.
By the way,
yeah.
The last question we asked, what's the story from the day you were born?
Yeah.
And somebody says here, this is kind of cool, it says, the day I was born, Apollo 14 launched. The Apollo 14 mission launched from NASA's Kennedy Space Center, carrying astronauts Alan Shepard, Edgar Mitchell, and Stuart Roosa on the 3rd successful lunar mission. And then someone else checks in and says, I was born the same day Elvis died on the toilet. Okay. Not just the day he died.
The day that I was born, apparently, my grandmother, who thought she owned everything in the place, walked into the hospital, I guess, in a mink coat.
Good God.
That's how, 1970.
Is that how she rolled?
She was a country club, non-working, just kind of, a vodka at noon type of person.
Vodka at noon.
With orange juice. So apparently she comes strutting in the hospital doing that, I want to see my grandson thing,
All right.
And so she goes up to the, and they, again, back to the strict rules of not letting, your father in the room or any of that stuff, Apparently my uncle says my dad was in the hallway and he went to see him and check on him and he was white as a sheet because he was just terrified. My dad's also 20 years old.
Oh, okay.
My mom's 20 years old or whatever the deal is. So he's just like, oh my God. I think reality, he said, kind of set in when I was born and they heard him slap my ass and I started crying. Apparently then he just kind of...
Oh, it is a... look, it's a wonderful moment, but it is a mind F.
Yes. So I'm in the
I've heard a lot of people say that, too, is that, like, the difference is as well. It's like, it's especially if you're a couple, it's the first baby. But at least for the woman, like, it's growing in there.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard a lot of guys say it didn't get really real until, like, I saw that baby.
It doesn't, because honestly, up until then, you just have a pregnant wife. You understand what the end result's supposed to be, but she's pregnant. But I'm not going through her pains. I don't feel the baby move. And then, when you hear that thing cry, it's like, Oh, boy.
Now, so this is a very small town. The hospital I was born in was actually shut down for 25 years because they couldn't staff it and they couldn't afford to have it. Now, they recently just got it back up and running again. And that's when my grandmother, she got her Lifetime Certificate Achievement Award for years of service, whatever the deal is. That was the hospital I was born in. It's a very small town, so my other grandmother knew everybody. So when she comes strutting in there, whatever the woman's name runs the, Margaret, I want to see my grandchild, that kind of crap. And so, okay, here you go, Sue. So they gave her me, and I guess I'd been on my side, laying in that little box thing, since I was born. So when she picked me up, I guess everything that had been inside of me came out.
Oh, on her mink coat.
Gravity-wise, whatever, amniotic fluid, whatever the hell you eat when you're in your mom's stomach, Apparently that just shot everywhere, all over her coat, all over her pants, and she handed the baby back and walked the F out. That was yeah, exactly. Nice. Good word.
Random.
Hello, Andrew. Welcome to the men's room.
Yes, sir.
Hola. Andrew, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's go with this one. What? Go ahead.
Okay, so I don't remember my birth too well. I guess I had like Erb's palsy or something like that. But I was paralyzed on my left side. I don't remember it. I'm good.
Okay.
My son, on the other hand, is my second child. I have 3 now. My second child, he was born 5 weeks premature, and he had shoulder dystocia. And if you don't know what shoulder dystocia is, I recommend don't Google it.
Ooh, okay. What is it?
It's basically the shoulders are too wide to pass through.
Oh God!
Even with 5 weeks too early.
Yeah, he was 9 pounds 4 ounces.
Wow!
5 weeks premature.
No, he's not premature. He was ready to get out of there.
I think your wife's vagina was like, remove this.
Exactly. I don't want a 10-pound baby.
Sure. For sure.
Yeah.
But he goes 5 weeks premature. 9 pounds 4 ounces. They think it's going to be a natural birth. He gets stuck on the way out, and you can't predict shoulder dystocia.
So you don't know it until you see.
So does that mean they had to go into a C-section to get him out, even though it was started out the other way?
He was too far out.
Oh no!
His head was sticking out. I got to watch this whole thing. It wasn't like the 50s where it's frowned upon to be in there. No, they want you in there to watch it, and it's horrifying. My daughter, she was a dream. I was holding her 5 minutes after. My wife didn't even know she was in labor. She had never been in labor before.
Well, back to your son. Is this a permanent thing, or is this just something that eventually grows out?
No, he's fine. He's perfectly okay right now.
Okay, all right, that's good.
At the time when he came out, they had to break his arm and 3 ribs to pull him out.
Oh God, man!
Okay,
do they? I assume they warn you of this before they just do it, right?
No, they don't. You just hear the little fragile sparrow bones pop.
That's the best time to break them, apparently.
So
they say. Babies.
For the kid, it's the best time. Yes.
Yeah, because then they show me the arm X-ray afterwards, and they're all, well, it can be 70 degrees displaced and still heal fine. And I was like, 70 degrees, dude. I'm a carpenter. I can't build nothing 70 degrees out and get away with it.
Right. Except a child.
My daughter was born a little under 6 pounds, and she was just so tiny. It was just like when you looked in there, you're like, is that alive?
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah, he was huge. He was such a huge baby that they couldn't believe that he was premature. But he lacked the instinct to eat, and he spent 28 days in the NICU, and I lived with him there.
That's a pain in the ass. Well, you get to know the other family, and one thing you do learn about those experiences is that it's a bonding experience, and it's also your life is not as bad as other people's when you understand some of the conditions of other the kids that are in there and have been in there for either a lot longer. They have more months to go, so you start worrying more about your other friends that you've just met's children than sometimes you do your own.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they're situated, and which, it's good for everybody to talk, but it also takes some of the worry off of you because you realize you're not the only person in that situation.
I think that helps.
It helps a little bit, but I was also in the middle of a move.
All right. That's stressful enough already. That was bad timing on you. You probably thought, I have 5 weeks, I'm good.
Right.
Oh, dude, we got a letter from our rental agency that we were renting from, saying that they sold the house and the new owner wants to take possession of this, because I lived in a duplex at the time, wanted to take possession of my side of the house because I hadn't been living there as long as our neighbors had been there like 13 years. I'd only been there a couple of years. They were like, well, I drew the short straw, get out.
Damn.
What the hell?
Yeah, good times.
And then so now I'm running back and forth from the hospital, checking on my son, and then moving a house.
And basically, all you can really do in those rooms is just sit in the chair.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're there, but you can't do anything.
You're in a giant room, and there are like 10 other beds, and there's a nurse's station in the middle, typically, and you're under 24-hour care.
No, I was at the women's pavilion here in Everett, and that place is sweet. Shout out to them, dude, and shout out to Dr. Ann Camber that delivered Hank and Wade, both my sons. Yeah. She's a beast. I freaking love her.
I'll tell you, the night
women love being called a beast.
My night from hell. My night from hell started when a woman in downtown D.C. decided she was going to walk exactly 1.5 blocks down the road to the 7-Eleven to buy snacks for her other kids. When she was gone, the kids started playing with matches and set the house on fire.
Oh, God.
She had 5 kids, all right? When I was in that room, they all were brought into that room. So
all of them.
There was a set of twins.
Damn.
There was a baby. There was all, and you do not know. You do not want to ever be in a room and breathe that air, because it's one big room.
Yeah.
It's one. You have a curtain in between you, but other than that, kids are screaming. And it's
the NICU at the women's pavilion here in Everett is it's gangster, dude. It really is. You get your own room. If you got to be there with your baby for any length of time, you're there. You're there in a room alone, and they got the chairs that fold out to a bed, and the nurses.
Well, excuse me.
Every single one of those nurses is a sweetheart. Every single one of them. I learned everything I needed to know about about a baby, about a premature baby, from those women over there, dude. They're sweethearts.
That's awesome. All right, let me give you a random question. I'm glad your kids are healthy. Okay, since we're talking about kids, what homemade meal did you look forward to when you were a kid? What was your favorite meal?
Oh, tuna mac.
Tuna mac?
Wow. Really?
Like a casserole?
Yeah, tuna mac, yep.
Oh, my God.
Do you still enjoy it now?
I still do, yeah. I make it for my kids, whether they like it or not.
I hate it. Do you put peas in it?
Do what?
Do you put peas in it?
I do not.
Okay.
Like
all
peas.
right. Respect. Thank you.
Man, oh, man.
Good God, man.
That was not a happy night for me.
I'm with you, dude. We ate that a lot of Fridays.
I would take it. Look, my mom, and self-confessed, she's like, look, I was an awful cook. So the only time I look forward to a homemade meal is if we were with my grandmother, because she would hook it up, right? But, man, same thing. And in the 70s, tuna mac was pretty much a standard deal. But same thing, like, why are there peas in it? It's already not awesome. And then you're like, let me just make it a little worse.
Yeah, and as a kid, and I get it, all kids are kind of the same way. Like, I hated it because there was the cream of mushroom soup in it as well.
Yeah.
So it had, like, the little things of mushrooms. I fathom as an adult, I don't like mushroom. You don't really taste that flavor. But, I mean, I can remember sitting there fighting. It seemed like for hours. I'm sure it was 10 or 20 minutes. I'm not eating it. Not eating it.
My father would always tell me, like, Stephen, when you get older, why don't you be a surgeon? I'm like, why would I be a surgeon? He's like, because the precision with which you remove peas from any dish, it's remarkable. Like, you got good hands.
It's like operation.
Never seen anyone be able to separate peas the way that you do.
I look forward to Sunday spaghetti dinner was traditional in the Italian household, but they typically, my great-grandmother would not go to church. That was not her jam. She would cook all morning long, and when people got back from Mass, dinner was on the table about 1:30. So at 1:30...
Sunday's a weird day. Dinner is early.
We sat down, we watched football.
We didn't do it every Sunday, but...
Spaghetti and meatballs, that was with homemade bread.
There was a lot of Sunday, roast that happened
they
at
call it
3.
Yeah, they're calling it dinner, and you're like, normally this is lunch, but okay.
Yeah. And you eat dinner later. They'd send us home with leftovers, and we have tons of spaghetti, and I just have another plate.
I mean, some of the things I remember liking as a kid, I don't know that I'd eat them now, but cream chip beef.
I love cream to this day.
Yeah, and my mom would toast it and make it. I mean, it's
that's on
cream,
a shingle, but it's good.
Right, and chip beef.
What is your least favorite meal?
I was going to say, I also love steakums on white bread, but I don't know that as an adult I'd
Don't do it. Don't do it, bro. I tried. I thought we were going to do...
Have you tried the sirloin ones?
We were going to do,
what was it? Black Angus ones.
Philly cheesesteak kind of night.
Yeah.
I'm really, F it, man. I'm going to save the money and get those things. It was horrible.
You forget how they taste.
It tastes like grease. It does not taste like meat. It just tastes like grease and a meat substance.
Reason we asked what homemade meal did you look forward to as a kid? We all know that Kim Kardashian has some children there. And I guess Northwest and her siblings are never going to starve, obviously. Their mom's got some money. But North and Kim Kardashian sat down for a talk with Interview Magazine. And North revealed that Mom has not cooked in, quote, a long time. And then they asked specifically, when was the last time your mom cooked for you? And North said, 2 Halloweens ago.
Damn!
And what did Kim cook for the family 2 Halloweens ago? Fried chicken, cornbread, and mac and cheese.
All right, solid meal.
I mean, yeah, that sounds good.
Kim says, I'm a one-trick pony, and that's the one good meal I can cook. North admitted it was very good. Also said Kim is really good at making cucumbers with salt on top, which might be what she would choose if she only could eat one thing for the rest of her life. According to Kim, cucumbers with salt.
That seems all right for her.
For her, yeah.
That or grilled onions.
Do you ever put them in vinegar?
You know, I haven't, but I certainly know a lot of people that do. Vinegar and salt, and they just...
And wait, with the cucumber, it's like a salt and vinegar chip.
And like, people see it as a snack. And look, I just don't like vegetables. I understand people eat this, but it blows my mind that my wife can sit down at the table, have a cucumber, vinegar, salt, whatever, and just eat it. But she's happy.
All right, Mike, Ted, you guys need to do me a favor, all right? Because we're going to die before you guys do. So at the funeral, all right, I want you to take like a little floret of broccoli or something like that, and I want you to sneak it and put it in Steve's casket. Because I have a feeling he'll wake up, pick it up, and throw it out, and then lay back down and die.
And then die again, yes. That is what, or I will haunt you. Like, why is he haunting? I put broccoli in his casket, dude.
And he'll chuck it, and then he'll lay back down and be dead again.
And that's going to be like Amityville Horror style. Like, there will be blood coming out of the steps, like, all over a broccoli floret.
Yeah. Or just put, like, a carrot in his hand or something.
But my kids will be like, that's not my dad. It looks like my dad, but that can't be my dad.
That's the joke. Right there.
Random.
Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
I'll put cucumbers over his eyes.
Hello?
Hola.
Hola, Josh. How are you?
Oh, good, gentlemen. Slightly hungover from the gala last night.
Yeah.
Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo.
Yeah.
I was walking around as Jack Skellington. It was awesome. Everybody loved it.
Nice. Did you guys have a good time?
Yeah, we did have a good time. Got to hang out with Steve and Taryn for a hot second. I totally didn't know they were taking pictures and interrupted their whole scene. My bad.
They take a lot of pictures.
They take pictures constantly.
Look at social media.
People, I haven't seen Steve since before my daughter was born. So, and before we moved to Ohio. So then I haven't seen him in basically like 14 years. So I was so excited. And I just like walked right up to him and I didn't even know that they were taking pictures.
Well, you probably got in a few, which is nice.
And he was dressed as a Hooters girl. No better way to remember that.
That was hilarious.
You don't need to get into too much detail on this, obviously, because we're going to try to keep it radio friendly. But who was the kinkiest person that you've ever dated? Who would you say is the most experimental or just got their own thing going on there, whatever it is?
Chick I met in the Navy on base. She was a base rat. Chicks that kind of hang out around the base and hook up with dudes and stuff like that. It was at the bowling alley. And she was like, you can't do me till you do my homegirl. And I was like, wait, you want me to get some to get some?
So you had to be with her friend before you could be with her?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, the chick I'm talking to was hot as all get out. Her friend was not.
That's being a good friend.
Yeah, I was going to ask if she's like, look, I'm going to help my friend out by like, I know you want to have sex with me. I know you don't want to have sex with her. But I think you might want to have sex with me so bad that you'll have sex with her. And did you?
Yeah.
I
don't discriminate, dog.
Okay, all right.
She thought I was going to be offended or something. I'm like, no, I'm going to get into that to get to that.
Okay.
I also... As somebody that has, over the years, had some attractive male friends, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking the little side pieces.
Oh, you mean as far as they get the good-looking one and you, whatever's next is...
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you try it when DB was here? Because all of the...
Well, no, because he's married now.
I know, but my wife thinks, she's like, DB is just the cutest guy in the world. Blah, blah, blah. And she said that since she's, like 21 years now, right? And so he was in town a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it was. We go into the local watering hole. Both of the bartenders are like, we met Ted's friend. Oh, my God. And so now I'm listening to my wife and these two bartenders go on.
Do you think he's that good looking? I mean, I think he's a good-looking guy.
But they also pointed out that he's charming, and it was sickening to listen to, dude.
goodness.
But he's so nice. He was so charming. He had so much charisma. I'm just like, look, I like the guy, but I kind of want to punch him in the face after this conversation.
Yeah, I expected that from your wife. I could have done without the two bartenders at the bar we go to going on and on.
Oh, yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
And but to hear my
probably
wife
still
talk, and then they're talking like I'm not sitting there. Oh my God, he's so dreamy. I'm like, should I just leave, babe? You know, you guys do what you got to do.
I mean, to his credit though, his wife is very attractive. Yeah,
I'm sure.
I think I told him.
Your wife is very attractive.
Yeah, he's like, that's not a compliment. I was like, well, I mean it as a compliment. He's like, what? Did you want to hook up? I was like, I wouldn't. But if I met her before you, I just would have had no shot.
I want to, but I won't.
What is the code for that? How did you pull that off?
Yeah, that's
isn't that code for I want to have sex with your wife?
Yeah, but except he's good looking enough. I get how he pulled it off.
No one's ever asked him that question.
If you saw me with his wife, you'd be like,
how'd you pull that off?
What's going on? Do you know her from like high school?
Let me see your tongue.
Did you win the lottery?
Right. Like you'd be like, this is a miss.
Reese, we asked who was the kinkiest person you've ever dated. This story is a little bit dark, but it leads to this. Kanye West is being sued by a former assistant. Her name is Lauren Pesciota. She claims that Kanye drugged her in a studio with Diddy at one point in time.
Jesus Christ.
But she also makes another wild claim. Kanye wanted to have sex with his wife, Bianca Censori's mother, as well, and he wanted Bianca to watch.
Wait, he wanted to have sex with his mother-in-law while his wife watches?
Before they got married. So they weren't married yet.
That's cool, then.
They weren't married yet, but when they were dating, he basically said, to be clear, Kanye and Bianca were not married, and her mother, Alexandra, was in town visiting from Australia.
Yeah, listen, I want to have sex with your mom. If it's cool with you, you can also watch.
Lauren, the personal assistant who's...
Did I mention that I'm crazy?
Who's suing Kanye, claims that he showed her a text he'd sent Bianca, which said, quote, I want to F your mom before she leaves town.
God.
Then he asked Lauren...
That's very specific.
Yeah. If he should send Bianca a follow-up text. So he said, yeah, I want you to watch me F your mom.
Jesus.
According to the lawsuit, one of Kanye's sexual kinks is wanting to get with the moms of the women that he's involved with. Bianca texted Kanye back saying that her mother was married, and she had a quote, I'm going to F someone this weekend. Then, I'm going to tell you the next time you're inside me.
Damn.
That seems a little harsh.
No wonder they got married. That sounds like a strong foundation.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think you see her. You don't look at that couple and go, good relationship.
That's forever. That's a forever couple.
Right? That's what I want.
Jesus. Half-naked woman walking into a sushi restaurant.
Wearing a trash bag around her boobs.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like...
With a crazy man with a whole face cover.
Yeah, stir that wasabi in my soy sauce and nibble, will you?
Yeah, and like, they're just wearing fancy socks. Right? They like wear aqua socks around town.
Man, look, they do what they do. I just don't get it.
And I'm not Mr. Fashion, but
damn, bro.
Come on.
They dress like Jawas, essentially.
That's pretty much.
Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine. Cut off the categories. Today we have the worst cities for traffic and sex injuries. And we'll get your emails coming up next to the men's room at KISW.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the men's room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the kids, like arts, crafts, games, and tech. You'll have money left over for some new board games to boost the kids' confidence. You won again. Or that multi-voice changing megaphone so you can really spread the cheer.
Happy holidays.
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Your guess is as good as mine. Coming up our categories today, we have the worst cities for traffic. And the top 10 most popular sex injuries. But first, time for a few emails to The Men's Room at KISW.com.
Are they popular?
And, of course, before we get to those emails, we need to let you know that the code word for Disturbed tickets may fit the Climate Pledge Arena. I was already there. Is 25, as in the number, 25. So if you text 25 to 206-803-ROCK, you'll be entered to win tickets to see Disturbed as they come to town sometime next year at Climate Pledge Arena.
Do you think anyone out there is numerically illiterate, right? Because there's people like, I can't read words. You go, fine. You think there's anyone that's like, oh, I can read words, fine. I can't read numbers.
It's 25 right now. 25, 25. As in 25. Text that to 206-803-ROCK. Almost forgot. Okay, let's jump into the birthdays.
I don't lose.
Well, I mean, God, today's just one of those days after last night. And it's just Jesus. Hold the Men's Room. If you're in the office today after your party, I have a birthday request. Yes, we are, Shay. We are actually here. We're one of the few people in the building because it's a holiday.
I totally forgot.
The whole place is dead.
I did too. And all of us apparently tried to go over to the same
We did.
corner
and they told
store.
Us to kick, did you get kicked out of the building?
No, by the time I walked over, the building was already locked up. And then I said it to you, and you were like, yeah, I couldn't go in there. And then I was like, Mike, I'm an idiot. He's like, I did the same thing.
Yep. Shout out to my new hottie husband, Nathaniel Johnson. He's the big 31 today. If he could get the Dirty Germans to talk about how many oysters that we should eat tonight, and some dad jokes from Miles about biosafety cabinets, and working for the medical center at UW. Cheers, guys. That from Shay.
Yeah, listen, Shay, I think you should eat, well, actually, you should just eat one oyster tonight. He can have as many as he'd like.
Yeah, so you know what? It'll prepare you for the rest of the flavors and sounds that come along as the night as you shuck up those oysters.
Yeah, something you don't have to chew, you just swallow.
Miles, did you not think the same thing I thought when you read that email?
What's that?
Nathaniel Johnson? Like the jerk?
Was that his? I thought it was Navin.
Navin Johnson. All right.
Navin Johnson.
That's why I just looked at you through. I'm like, is this girl messing with us?
Right. All right, cabinet jokes. I found some cabinet jokes.
You didn't have to find them. You got to roll the dice of them.
Guys, I had a few doubts about buying a big metal cabinet to store all my valuables.
Oh, yeah?
Turns out it was a safe purchase.
All right.
The CEO of IKEA was just elected president in Sweden.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He should have his cabinet together by the end of the week.
All right.
What's the difference between a Cleveland Browns trophy cabinet and a museum? The difference between a Cleveland Browns trophy cabinet and a museum.
The museum has stuff in it.
A museum is filled with awards and memorabilia from the past.
I mean, it's the truth.
They're terrible, man.
Olamasholas, Avery, my first Seattleite buddy and fellow Seahawks fan, and I met when we moved to Jacksonville 6 years ago. He's turning 29 today, I think. Since he's a newer father, can he get a little kid fish sandwich, some dad jokes for Miles, and since Captain Crunch is such a hardened sailor, I'm sure he would like to know how he prepares for hurricanes, because you know how rare they are here in Florida. But if one comes up, we need to be prepared. So we need the captain's advice should we ever encounter one. Thanks, guys. That from Brett.
Fish challenge.
All right, dad jokes. Guys, I'm reading a horror story in Braille.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like something bad is going to happen. What famous guitarist loved to throw fruit at his audience? What famous guitarist loved to throw fruit at his audience?
Who?
Chuck Berry.
All right.
Guys, today is Diarrhea Awareness Day.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and it runs all week.
I've heard that.
I've got more. Did you guys know the inventor of Velcro died?
No.
R.I.P. I got two more. Might as well get rid of them.
Yeah, let's do it.
Guys, they have cloned a grizzly. I repeat, they have cloned a grizzly.
Okay.
It bears repeating. And you should always say mucho around your Spanish friends.
Why is that?
It means a lot to them.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. I appreciate that you think the old Capitan is a hardened seller. Frankly, I'm just a hard seller. But the first way to prepare for a hurricane is to get the hell out of Florida. But if you can't do that, you get yourself a sturdy boat like the mighty SS Guppy and you ride it out. You know, me and the mascots, we've done that on several occasions, including a few years ago, when we were caught in a typhoon off the coast of Java, where we just scored 40 kilos of Bobo from a dealer named Masuki Sadharta. Anyway, the Guppy was rocked pretty hard, and we lost most of our contraband to the sea. That said, Charlie the Tuna was pretty happy about it. He said he and the rest of the cast, The Little Mermaid, got real high. Crunch berries.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you.
Ja, the Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Think about let's get a contestant on the line now for your guess is as good as mine. 206-803-ROCK. In the meantime, a couple extra emails. Strangest thing that happened in my house. Guys, I'm catching up on your podcast there on the Odyssey app. My mom lives in Sumner. She's had cats in the past and had installed a cat door as one would do. Well, she never thought she'd wake up in the middle of the night to possums, plural, in her home. She's older, kind of clumsy, so her attempts to usher them out, not exactly working. So since animal control was closed, she called the Sumner police. Apparently, they weren't very busy that night because 3 officers showed up and proceeded to assist her with her possum problem. They were able to actually chase them out of the home. That from Don from Roy, listening in Lake Tapps.
Dad, problem is you got one of those possum doors.
And one more. What made travel suck? Guys, back in 2019, we rented an RV for a few weeks, and we didn't give ourselves enough time to get back to Washington from East Texas. This was made worse when we ran into a storm up in the mountains of Wyoming or Montana that was bringing 70-plus mile-per-hour gusts. The RV, 38 feet long, 11 feet tall, and did not weigh enough to keep from being blown into the next lane every time a big gust came through.
Jeez.
I fought for hours trying to keep us going and on schedule. Finally had to give up when I realized I was not able to get the RV back into our lane fast enough anymore. And I didn't want to cause a bad crash on top of a mountain in a bad storm. Woke up the next morning, had to start racing the first snow of the season. Another quick one. Summer of 2011, I was moving from South Carolina to New York. Just had gotten my driver's license a few weeks prior. Didn't even think to plan my route, just followed GPS. Got to D.C. on a hot summer Friday afternoon. Didn't get out of D.C. till it was a warm summer Friday night. I vowed never to go back. Love the show, guys. That from Kyle. Why would you get stuck in? I'll just be stuck on the Beltway, probably.
Probably.
That would be my guess.
Well, time for Your Guess is as good as mine. It's an easy game to play. We get a contestant in the line. You pick from one of 2 categories and try to see how many you can get right out of said category before 3 strikes and you're out. Steve, did we lose our contestant?
We did lose our contestant.
All right, you guys are playing. Your guess is as good as mine. The categories, we have the worst cities in the U.S. for drivers. The Consumer Affairs Research Team, they analyzed 3 key traffic measures for 49 major U.S. metros to determine which cities have the heaviest congestion, the longest travel times, and the most fatal crashes. They combine those 3 factors to calculate an overall traffic score for each city. Then our next category, a survey asked people what sex-related injuries they've suffered. And they came up with the top 10. When people talk about negative consequences of adult relations, they're usually talking about STDs, relationship fallouts, or really messing up perfectly tucked-in sheets. But there is the possibility of sustaining an injury while having relations. So keep in mind, STDs is not on the list.
All right.
That is not technically considered an injury. So do you guys want to go with the most common sex-related injuries? There are 10, or the top 10 cities for the worst traffic.
I feel like we would do better in traffic because other than broken penis, I honestly...
Yeah, how many sex injuries are there?
I mean, there's 10. I might not even want to know what they are, but I cannot picture what else they could be.
So traffic it is?
I go traffic?
Let's go traffic.
All right.
Traffic it is. These are the 10 worst cities for driving here in the United States of America. Let's see. A few of them are in California. The rest are spread throughout this great nation of ours. What is your first guess there on the cities for the worst traffic?
Seattle,
Washington, which is normally so smooth. Number 3. Yes.
All right.
The average commuter time in Seattle is 29 minutes. Average daily congestion, by the way, that would be 6 hours and 50 minutes. And fatal car crashes per 100,000 people, 5.2.
Well, I feel like WashDOT does everything they can to make sure that your travel is going to suck. I'm going to guess San Francisco.
San Francisco, California, number 4. The traffic score is 80%. Average daily congestion, 6 hours, 8 minutes. Your average commute time, if you live in the Bay Area, 31 minutes.
All right.
Okay. You guys are 2 for 2.
I mean, I feel like L.A. would have to be on there again, right? Is that what you were thinking, Mike?
Los Angeles is number 1. Average commute time, though, is lower the most. 30 minutes. Daily congestion, 7 hours and 55 minutes. And fatal car crashes, that's where it gets bad in L.A. 9 per 100,000 people.
Damn.
So
are we done with Cali, or is there other ones?
California is done.
Yeah, I would think we're done.
That is correct.
All right, I'm throwing these out there. Do not ding me yet or anything, but I'm thinking D.C., Baltimore, New York City, Philly. Like, those are the 4 out on top of my head.
What about, like, Dallas?
Okay, is it Dallas or Houston that's known?
One of them I know is known for, like, horrible traffic.
Right, and I can't remember which one, because Dallas has that massive freeway system that goes around it.
Cities with the lowest traffic scores. Number 1, St. Louis, Missouri.
Really?
For a major metropolitan area.
Okay.
Rochester, New York is number 2.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, followed by Cleveland, Ohio, and Richmond, Virginia. Those are the cities where the traffic sucks the least.
That's funny. I feel like I always hit traffic trying to get through Richmond.
I was getting ready to say, man,
always.
anytime I've driven, right, it's like going by JBLM. Like, you're just going to slow
bunch
down.
of roads meet there, 95, but they do have pay roads.
They do.
Richmond, and a lot of people take those roads. They're not even toll roads. It's like some Joe Schmo owns it. You get a Bob Highway card, and you get to ride on Bob's Highway. I think it's the Powhite Turnpike, if I'm not mistaken. That's one of those as well, down there.
What do you think, D.C. to
Powhite Turnpike?
Yeah. Boston's got to be on there. They're notorious.
Yeah.
So is that the guess?
Let's go Boston.
Let's go Boston. Boston, Massachusetts.
Uh-oh. No.
Damn.
Not on the list. Out of the top 10.
I feel like you're right with New York.
I think you have
There's just nothing but traffic. Nobody drives because there's too much traffic.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. Does that help their score, though? Right? Because people take the train everywhere?
They do, but if you do drive, the traffic there sucks. I mean, just without a doubt. New York City.
Number 5 on the list.
All right.
Average commute time is 32 minutes there. They have the fewest fatal car crashes, though, in New York, based on probably just congestion, traffic,
well, you
and
can't
speed
drive
of travel.
fast enough. And you just get out of your car and throw a fist.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to say D.C.
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
That is number 2.
All right.
That is the second worst traffic, much like our emailer, in the United States. The traffic score is 85. The average commute for a D.C. resident is 33 minutes. And they do have a low number of fatal car crashes. But the Beltway, that's a NASCAR.
It's a mother effort.
That's a NASCAR.
Always. Somebody from the text line, thank you for this one. Before we guess it, Atlanta. What do you guys think about that? I've heard
massive major
sucks.
city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know that I know enough about it.
Right? Yeah, I'm not sold on Atlanta yet. I don't think it's wrong, but I'm not sold on it just yet.
And then according to the texters, it's Houston, not Dallas, that's more notorious for the crappy traffic.
I mean, I did get stuck in traffic trying to go like just across the city in Houston. It sucked.
It is. It's awful. Let's guess Houston.
Let's do it.
Houston.
No.
Son of a
Not
bitch.
on the list. Texas not represented.
Okay. All right, we're at 2 strikes, boys.
All right.
Right.
So as far we have one mountain town.
Right. I was
We have
wondering.
one West Coast town. We have one Midwest town and 2 East Coast, East time zone towns. One we might have lived in.
All right, so Baltimore.
Baltimore's number 10.
All right.
The average commute time there is 29 minutes.
Mountain town, I'm wondering if it's like Denver.
Name another major city in the mountain time
Right.
zone. Right? I mean,
Denver's number 6.
Yeah. All right.
So far, you guys are right. On 1 LA, DC is 2, Seattle is 3, San Francisco 4, New York 5, Denver is 6, and Baltimore, Maryland is 10. You guys have 7 out of the 10. There is 1 strike remaining.
If there's still another West Coast town,
Portland, right?
it's got because we already have Seattle and we're done with Cali.
Right. Yeah.
Portland, number 7. All right. They say Portland's traffic sucks for the size of a town it is. But the average commute time is only 25 minutes. The problem they say is traffic in Portland's nonstop.
Yeah.
So,
And for what?
But keep in mind, when the average commute time, it's only 25 minutes. You go, right, but how many miles did you cover in 25 minutes?
Right.
If you went 4 miles, that's really annoying.
okay. So you guys have gotten 1 through 7. The next 2 cities are not on an ocean. How's that?
Not on an ocean.
They are not on an ocean.
I mean, maybe
Chicago.
Nashville?
Did we guess Atlanta or no?
Nope.
We did not guess Atlanta.
Because
Wanna
the
guess
text,
Atlanta?
the text line's going crazy. They're basically, everyone's just screaming, Atlanta.
let's trust the texters.
All right, Atlanta.
Number 8 on the list.
All right.
Average traffic commute time is 31 minutes. There's 1 major city left.
Chicago,
Illinois, number 9. You guys have run the table. There you go.
Oh, look at us.
Yeah, there you go. The cities with the worst traffic. Baltimore, Maryland at 10. 9 is Chicago. Atlanta is 8. Portland 7. Denver 6. 5 is New York. 4 San Francisco. Seattle, Washington. We're climbing up there. We are now number 3.
Yay.
Last year we were number 8.
Jesus.
Washington, D.C. is the second worst, and Los Angeles, California. That is the worst city to be stuck in traffic. All right, still a couple drinking toast with the shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday fashion gifts, like cozy fits and stylish shirts. You'll have money left over for those aviators that make you feel like a maverick. Or that ugly holiday sweater that's like really ugly.
OMG, that's like really ugly.
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Feeling overwhelmed? Struggling with mental health shouldn't be the norm. At Mindful Therapy Group, we specialize in connecting you with compassionate therapists that can support you through stress, anxiety, ADHD, and so much more. With in-person and telehealth appointments available, we can get you seen in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group accepts most health insurances, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to start your mental health journey today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, coming up in just minutes, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out with Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. Scientists in India have unearthed a fossilized remains of a colossal 50-foot snake.
Nice.
They found the fossil of a 50-foot snake, which they believe is the largest of its one among the largest of its species to be found.
Did you hear that, Ted? In India, they found a
50-footer.
fossil,
Huh? 50-footer.
Does that mean that thing is still out there?
Well, no, it's fossilized.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is this thing extinct?
More than likely.
More than likely, yeah. It's a fossil. They find dinosaur fossils, Miles.
Yeah, but dinosaurs are real. Did they say how wide that thing may have been? Because you look really stupid if you're only the width of like a rattlesnake, but you're 50 feet long.
Right. I mean, I just assume anything that old, like everything was just bigger.
It's even some of the insects that they're finding now, which to me was my nightmare.
Yeah, like giant-ass bugs.
Yeah, like this one was the size of a house cat. Like,
so they had a reticulated python that was 32 feet, 9.5 inches.
Damn.
That's the biggest one they found alive.
Right.
That's still...
And this one, the vertebrae was so big. So to your point, Steve, if it was the width of a rattlesnake, I don't think that they would have deduced that it was 50 feet long.
Right.
I think the vertebrae was just so massive that they were like, this thing has to be 50 feet long.
Good God.
Yeah. Because it was only a few. They didn't find the full thing. They just found a couple of the bones.
Oh, they've surmised that it's...
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken there. The jury is out on the dirtiest city in the U.S.
The dirtiest?
Dirtiest city in the U.S. Your foggiest guess. You're probably not going to get it.
Reno, Nevada.
Reno, Nevada. Great guess.
New Orleans.
Great guess. Steve.
Baltimore.
San Bernardino, California.
Oh, yeah, they always pop up on terrible lists.
Oh, do they?
I feel like they do.
Riverside does too.
Yeah, Riverside. Yeah, all that little area.
Yeah, a little grungy area of California there.
I just figured it'd be Pearl City. Why not? It ranks at the bottom of like every list.
Do you think when they're coming out of those dirty areas, they still claim to be from California?
I wonder what they judge dirty by. Like, what do they mean dirty?
Right.
I assume filth, probably not sexual prowess.
Is it just litter, though? Is it like graffiti? Is it the things that haven't gotten cleaned up? Is there just mold and grease everywhere? I see what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right. Upkeep, just getting like moss out of the doggone sidewalk.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. A new study says drinking coffee during pregnancy likely will not affect the baby's brain. Apparently it has been a thing where don't drink coffee while you're pregnant, you're going to damage your kid's brain. They're like, no.
Yeah, I thought that was like a massive one. You can only have like so much caffeine.
Yeah, they said no, you'll be fine.
I think the reason that they tell, like, don't have more than 2 glasses of wine, all these different things, because if you say it's okay to drink wine, people go nuts.
Right.
And they're like, no, look, just do things in moderation. You should be okay.
Right.
So, because I even asked the doctor, when we had our kid, he said, look, man, we just say you don't do it because people are going to slip up and have a glass of wine every once in a while.
Right.
But because of that weird guilt that they have in their head, they pull back. But if we said, look, it's okay to have 2, then people are going to say, well, then I'll probably find to do 4.
Exactly.
So just say don't do it, knowing that you will do it, but you won't do it as much as you would have if we said it's okay.
Give an inch, take a mile.
Correct.
If that inch is small enough, that mile is going to be small too.
That's it.
Miles, what day is it, buddy?
Oh, it is Monday, October the 14th.
You're right. It's Be Bald, Be Free Day.
That's right, bitches. Be bald.
Be free. Be bald. Be free.
Bald and be free.
Yeah.
All day.
And since we are here in the spooky season, the evil season, as it were, I decided let's take a look at some of the most famous bald baddies.
Bald baddies.
10. The Men's Room Top 10. Yesterday was National
I
Hug
didn't
a
grab it.
Kevin Day.
Son of a bitch. Hang on.
Hey, by the way, we did hug at Kevin Deere's yesterday when we got to the ShoWare Center for Godsmack.
Yes, we did.
He was out there. I was like, hey, bring it in, man. And to his credit, he just gave me a hug back, didn't know why. And I said, hey, man, we missed Hug at Kevin Day. I believe all of you did, correct?
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah, all right, there we go.
Proof? That's a huggable Kevin.
That's a huggable Kevin.
Let's try this one more time.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10. 10 iconic, bald film villains. Most of you will know him by his stage name, a cult favorite. His wrinkly, bald carcass, reminiscent of a chicken that spent too much time under a heat lamp at an IGA. SGC Belfry Ted Nude Gent. He and his diabolical father figure were forced into a cryogenic capsule of escape where he lost all of his hair and became known the world over as Dr. Evil's hairless companion, Mr. Bigglesworth. I bet he tastes good with some duck sauce.
I actually think he would.
Yeah. I mean, duck sauce, not a bad call for a hairless cat.
Right.
If you got to eat one.
I figure it would fit there. So these are the most iconic bald film villains. Any that you can think of off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I mean, there was Ming the Merciless from Flash Gordon, but that movie was so bad, I can't imagine he made the list.
There was a guy in Raiders who face melted.
Was he bald?
Yeah.
He was bald. Yeah, he didn't see too much because he had that top hat on.
Dr. Evil.
Yeah, Dr. Evil.
I mean, does the giant dude with all the rings count?
The giant dude with all the rings.
Who's the giant dude with all the rings? What movie?
One of the it's the Avengers or
Thanos.
Thanos. You know what? He was on a couple different lists that I was looking at. So you know what? Yes, he does count.
Yeah.
So these are the most iconic
By the way,
bald film
Thanos,
villains.
not huggable.
Not huggable at all. Not even a Kevin. Kevin Thanos.
Hug me.
Hug me. Number 10 on the list, they go with Imhotep from The Mummy.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Badass.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And he was bald start to finish because he was just a skeleton at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he brought it all back. Did a good job. John Doe from Seven. Kevin Spacey's character.
Yeah.
He was
I
freaky,
think we
dude.
can agree. Yeah, he's a little freaky.
That was a great movie. I got to watch that one again. That was just
Within
a fun
the bags.
That's the problem. Is it's a really good movie, but it's so dark and disturbing that I like it, but I don't know that I want to settle back into it.
I feel it. That's why I was like Full Metal Jacket. I'm like, oh, it's a fantastic movie. I'll never watch it.
Right. I will watch the first hour.
Yeah, exactly. I'll watch Boot Camp.
And then
there's a few of those, right? Deer Hunter, Deliverance,
Taxi Driver.
Right. You see it, you go, okay. It's
a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Never watching it again.
Right.
Ever.
That was great. Now to throw it away.
Yeah.
They actually put Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin on there.
Oh, come on.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He was so stupid in that movie. I mean, I know he was a bad guy, but somehow you were never scared of him.
Was that when Arnold kind of became that caricature? Where he always just says stupid things because he had so many
no.
stupid lines in there.
At that point, you hired Arnold to deliver those stupid lines. No other actor could get away with the dumbass one-liners Arnold Schwarzenegger did, but every movie he did, part of what you waited for was to see what stupid thing he would say. It's all action movies with him, right? So, he throws a knife through a guy's throat or something and pins him to a tree, and of course, stick it down. Stick it down. Yeah, I mean, it's just stuff, but you waited for him specifically to say these stupid lines.
And it was just because when he was acting, he still had that little bit of a language barrier. That accent was so thick that gave him such a small amount of lines, right? And then eventually they just started sounding stupid coming out.
But you honestly wait. Didn't matter the movie he was in. Just wait for the one-liners.
Right. Wait for it. He'll say it. From Pulp Fiction, Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah.
What does he look like? He's bald.
Yeah. That's a good one. He is intimidating as hell. I mean, let's just, in general, right? Was that Bing Rames?
Bing Rames.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
if he walked in for an interview, you'd still, now he's screaming about we got meats, but there's still something about him where you're like, I wouldn't F with you, man.
You ever seen Baby Boy?
No.
Man. He is an intense character in that movie.
That doesn't shock me. Like you're saying, he just got that resting face that... Have you killed people?
Even when he's a good guy, like in the Mission Impossible movie.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He's a good, but still, when he delivers his line, you feel like if you need someone to kill people for you,
right,
he's the guy.
Right.
I like here on the text line, somebody says, Jabba the Hutt. Technically bald.
Technically, not a hair on him.
Not a single one.
Big ass slug man. The classic Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, I mean, he's bald because his hair burned off.
Well, okay.
I mean,
I'm bald because I got older.
Well, yeah. I just feel like it's different. Freddy could have had flowing locks. We'll just never know.
Right. I think he did. Was there ever a depiction of Freddy before he got burned in the?
I don't, because I stopped watching after like the third one, maybe.
Right?
So I don't know if they.
And I watched them through, and there might have been some sort of an origin story there, but I completely forget because they got so campy. I just quit paying attention.
A little bit, yeah.
But yeah, Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. Again, these are the most iconic bald film villains. Mr. Hill from Flash Gordon.
Oh my
Ming
God.
the Merciless.
I mean, look, he was the villain, and as a child, I liked him. Somebody told me to watch it again.
What was his bit? What was Ming trying to do?
Take over planet Earth or destroy planet Earth. I don't remember which one it was. Flash Gordon kind of accidentally ends up there.
Right.
And naturally, Flash Gordon, being the quarterback for the New York Jets, not making this up, had an issue, I swear to God, had an issue, of course, with Ming the Merciless wanting to take over the planet, and they did what he had to do to save us all.
Why was a quarterback our best option?
He was not sent there intentionally. I don't remember how it got to this point.
Does he...
He was a quarterback.
Does he hang out in dark rooms?
Well, no, I can't remember how the whole thing played out.
Go to Egypt when it should be a camp?
He was the New York Jets quarterback. His nickname was Flash. And I don't remember how he ended up here, but like he was like in the laboratory of some scientist guy. They accidentally like hit whatever the red button is, which of course launched his ass away in a rocket.
Okay.
And then they ended up dealing with Ming the Merciless. I'm telling you, if you get the chance to watch the movie, either absolutely do or absolutely don't. But understand, it is one of the worst movies that has ever been made that you'll kind of like.
So he was trying to prevent the Ming Dynasty?
There you go, the Ming Dynasty.
Also, like, that movie came out, like you said, in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the Jets, they win that Super Bowl in 69.
Oh, yeah, they were still not laughable.
Right. The people were like, oh, this is a cool team. You got Broadway Joe back there. He's the quarterback. Like, it's not like now where you're like, oh, hey, it's the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, hooray.
You guys want any autographs for the Jets? Nah.
No. Give those away for free. Damn it. Most iconic bald film villains.
Win tonight now.
Yeah, right. From Hellraiser, Pinhead.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I forgot because of the pins.
Right. Still kind of gives a little bit of a look of a hair, but yeah, bald Pinhead. Honestly, I watched the movies. I watched the first one of Hellraiser. I watched the remake of Hellraiser. That's just not my style of horror. I don't get it. It's just weird. The whole concept was... Now, I liked it. The imagery was really kind of cool.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was just weird. I didn't feel good after I watched that.
Well, yeah, it's very S&M. I mean, all these people that found themselves in trouble... They're looking for this box because they want to get ripped apart and hooks in their junk and all this kind of thing. The guy that Clive, I can't remember the author's name behind it, but like that's his MO.
Gotcha.
And everything is sadomasochism with this guy. I mean, top to bottom is pretty much what he does. And Hellraiser, as far as I know, was the first movie made on one of his books, and it was different.
Okay, yeah, it is.
It was different. But
different,
to be fair, I didn't quite get it as a kid when I watched it. But I'm like, Pinhead's cool.
Yeah.
I put him with
He's
Darth
a
Vader.
badass looking dude.
Yes, he is.
I mean, that is evil looking.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Did they ever explain why he got so many pins in there?
There's some point where they did. It's kind of what he wanted because all of the Centibites or whatever they're called, they were all about pain. Like permanent pain.
Pleasure from pain.
Right. Pleasure from pain. So, yeah, he wanted the nails in his head, and he got nails in his head.
Right. And that's their whole
Home
bit.
Depot. They'll do it for you.
That's their whole bit is solving the cube. You then have the ability to achieve new levels of pleasure through this pain. And they're like, they're flaying people. They're pulling nails out and stuff like they're doing horrific things to people, but it's supposed to enhance your pleasure experience.
Damn.
Yeah, I feel differently, but that was kind of their thing.
But that's a weird... But it's a weird phone call too. Like, Mike, can you come over and put some pins in my head?
Right.
I'll be right there, buddy.
But it's weird because everybody that solves the cube, all of a sudden they immediately regret it.
Well, when hooks shoot out into like your eyeballs.
What did you that's the thing is that they're like, you summoned us with the box. Like, it was a puzzle box. I
thought it was
damn
DoorDash.
thing. Right. Criminy.
By the way, someone says Flash Gordon came out in the 80s, and I do agree with this. Best part is the Queen soundtrack.
Right, we were saying the movie was made in the 70s.
No, what? Oh.
I don't even know about the man's personal life. Not my business.
Flash Gordon. I'm gay. All right.
We do.
Tired of the room. Oh, just a guess here. Voldemort.
Number 3 on the list of the Harry Potter franchise.
It just came in with on the text line.
He who shall not be named, but we named him Voldemort. Yeah.
Don't say his name. Voldemort. Don't say that.
Right. And there was one movie.
What was the problem? It wasn't like Beetlejuice, right? I mean, you say like Beetlejuice 3 times. It shows up. Candyman shows up. Why were they scared to say his name?
Because they were just terrified of it. It was one of those where, speak no evil sort of a thing. Speak of the devil and he shall appear.
Okay.
There was just that level of, oh my God, with him. But he just showed up every movie.
Right. Yeah. Guys, it doesn't matter if you say his name. He keeps showing up.
Except for the third one.
That is kind of frightening. Like, just don't, in this film, don't say his name. Like, yeah, he's still here.
Damn it, there he is.
That guy right there.
Right. He's in the back of that one's head.
I see you.
I see you. Take this turban off. I can't see. Damn it.
What you say? I got a turban.
I don't know. Hang on, man. Hang on. Let me turn around. Most iconic bald film villains. VD mentioned it from Austin Powers, Dr. Evil.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dr. Evil's the obvious choice, but it's also a comedy.
Right, but he's iconic.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's the only reason I didn't say it.
Right. And then also on this list that I didn't mention was basically who Dr. Evil was a ripoff of, the James Bond villain from
Goldfinger or something like that.
Oh, the dude with metal teeth or whatever?
That was
no,
Jaws.
That was Jaws.
What they called him. Yeah.
This was Blofeld? You Only Live Twice?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you look at this dude, it is clearly Dr. Evil, or at least who Dr. Evil was inspired by.
$1 million.
Yes. And then, the number 1 iconic bald film villain.
Darth Vader.
You never actually think of this guy as bald. Count Orlok. Some of you might know him as Nosferatu.
Oh!
Which you shouldn't, because that's incorrect. I think that just means vampire.
It does just mean vampire.
But that was Count Orlok.
No, early black and white one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's still one of the creepiest looking mofos.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I still got to watch that one because they just remade the movie, and it's got the kid that played Pennywise from It. He's playing Orlok.
Really? I'm a high Willem Dafoe.
He's in the movie.
Are you kidding?
Yes, he is in the movie.
But he's not Nosferatu.
He's his brother.
Correct.
He's his brother.
I mean, if you shave his head, they look the same.
A man in Oklahoma made it to his court date for stealing a car and then ended up arrested.
Why was that?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803. Rock, have we made it to drinking time?
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Feeling overwhelmed? Struggling with mental health shouldn't be the norm. At Mindful Therapy Group, we specialize in connecting you with compassionate therapists that can support you through stress, anxiety, ADHD, and so much more. With in-person and telehealth appointments available, we can get you seen in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group accepts most health insurances, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to start your mental health journey today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday athletic gifts like bikes, tents, and outdoor gear. You'll have money left over for a premium yoga mat so you can try to touch your toes by New Year's.
Almost there.
Or snowshoes so you can hike to your super secret spot to find the perfect tree.
Aha!
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday electronic gifts like monitors, tablets, and video games. You'll have money left over for that drum set for your little drummer. And some noise-canceling headphones. Or an outdoor speaker system so the entire neighborhood can hear your holiday tunes. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. Hey. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
The time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve will throw hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. First of all, I'm sorry for all the people that wanted Lex Luthor to be on the list. We did not put the list together. Mike's just reading what they had.
Honorable mention, but they said Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, and that was.
Are you kidding me? That one?
That should not have been put on the. That's why I negated it off the list.
Okay, yeah. Today we chose Bed Bath & Beyond, which, unbeknownst to me, is still open. And with the holidays coming up, they're rolling out their holiday-themed merchandise, including a new 3-wicked candle called Snowed In. So the sides are pointed, and they have small holes cut into them, resembling like eye holes. Well, the problem is, some people thought that each edge of the snowflake looked like a KKK hood. Now, it's one of those things where most people would not see it immediately, but once someone points it out, you can't unsee it. So someone did mention it, but they mentioned it on social media, so naturally it went viral, and now Bed Bath & Beyond has yanked the candle from the store.
It's a snowflake, right?
It's a snowflake, but and it's one of those things, like, it's not necessarily something you would see, but once someone says it, that's all you see.
Oh, yeah, no. You're right.
And then it went viral, so now everyone's like, the KKK candles. We're just taking off the shelf. Ah, damn. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throw, could you please start everyone? Now, Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Matt. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola. All right, Matt, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. You have your choice today of the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
Let's go Bite Me.
Just eat it. Get yourself an egg and beat it.
All right, 10 people in North Carolina likely suffered a parasitic infection after eating undercooked meat. Authorities explain that the people who were attending a gathering all experienced symptoms of something that I cannot possibly pronounce, but it's a disease which results from the consumption of undercooked meat that contains parasite larvae, which causes muscle pain, face swelling, and fever. Now, 9 of the people experienced facial swelling, 6 had muscle pain, and 4 reported having fevers. This according to the CDC. They added that the median age of the group was about 17 years old. Now, symptoms on average took 17 days to appear, with some not showing for at least 25 days. Now, the CDC noted it cannot confirm whether the people had this disease, since no person that received initial testing for the disease returned for follow-up procedures, which is another sign that they're about 17 years old. But the question is, what kind of meat was undercooked at the gathering? Was it squirrel meat? Was it raccoon meat? Was it bear meat? Or was it Ted's favorite, snake meat? So squirrel, raccoon, bear, or snake?
Any ideas, you guys?
I'm going to go bear, Matt.
Where'd you say it was again?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. That sounds about right for North Carolina. Let's go bear.
Going bear?
Bear for Matt.
The Ted Smith?
I mean, a lot of people eat squirrel, but it's so tiny. It feels like it'd be hard to undercook it. I don't know why. I'm going trash panda, raccoon.
You're going raccoon? Okay. Yeah. We're going to find out what these guys got sick from. Was it squirrel meat, raccoon meat, bear meat, or snake meat next?
That was a tease.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday electronic gifts like monitors, tablets, and video games. You'll have money left over for that drum set for your little drummer. And some noise-canceling headphones. Or an outdoor speaker system so the entire neighborhood can hear your holiday tunes. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the difficulty out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our compassionate therapists specialize in helping you navigate stress, anxiety, ADHD, OCD, and so much more. With both in-person and telehealth appointments available, you can get the support you need in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group also accepts most insurance plans, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Mindful mental health providers offer services for children, teens, adults, and seniors seeking individual, family, or couples therapy. Whatever you need, we're here for you. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com or call 562-MINDFUL to get started today.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories that bite me on profile this. We got a North Carolina residents. They got sick from eating at some kind of gathering where apparently they were served varmint. But it took about 17 to 20 days for the symptoms to kind of show up, based on maybe a parasite.
Yeah, some kind of parasite larvae, and then 17 to 25 days gestation period before it ruins your life.
And most of them were teens. The question is, what did they eat that was undercooked? Was it squirrel, raccoon, bear, or snake?
And Matt, that is a question we posed to you, but in this case, let us start with D-Ted Smith. You remember the old trash panda? It was not the trash panda. Now, Matt, you agreed with Miles. Both of you said bear. I got basically just because it's North Carolina. And Matt, as you said, sounds like something they do there. And you're correct.
Right, very good.
Yeah,
this is
bear.
Okay. I'm just trying to think. If I'm 17 years old, I'll probably pass on the snake.
Yeah.
I'll probably pass on the squirrel and the raccoon.
Okay, and bear.
But I think I would be willing to try the bear stew. I mean, I've had rattlesnake at that age. It's just everyone else was doing it. So.
Right, well, you said it's what the big rattlesnake cook-off.
And if something is going to be undercooked, I would have to think it'd be the biggest animal.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because Dad, you nailed it with squirrel. Like, it's too small to. Would you cook it with a big lighter?
Yeah, and like people eat a lot of that. I don't know. Bear's not supposed to be that good.
I've never had it. I've only met like maybe 2 or 3 people that have. But to your point, none of them were like, it's awesome.
No. Bear sausage, I've heard is not bad because, you put seasoning
in a sausage. I'm just saying of all the, like, gamey stuff, like, I've tried to eat some different animals, but the people are like, don't mess with bear. You're fine.
Yep.
I still got to eat squirrel.
Squirrel.
Just snatch one, man. Yeah. Throw it on the grill.
Now, for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today got Bill Maher, Weekend Update, Stephen Colbert, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
That's right, the title is guys have talented teams of writers that help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
The Supreme Court declined to hear R. Kelly's appeal of the decision in his sex crime case, or as I like to call it, it's the remix to conviction. R. Kelly's going to prison.
SNL.
Yeah, it's SNL.
The Supreme Court declined to hear R. Kelly's appeal of the decision in his sex crimes case, or as I like to call it, it's the remix to conviction. R. Kelly's going to prison.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but a woman in China just confessed to trying to sneak 36 eastern box turtles into Canada across a lake. We'll have an update on this story later this week, but for right now, it's a slow-moving story.
The Ted Smith, yes.
That's a turtle. A YouTube star totaled his $200,000 car while live streaming himself texting and driving in the rain. Even more tragic, he survived.
That's Weekend Update.
Yeah, Weekend Update.
Yeah. A YouTube star totaled his $200,000 McLaren after he live streamed himself texting while driving in the rain. Even more tragic, he survived.
Have you seen that video?
No. I didn't see the video. I saw a few stills from it.
It's just wild. I mean, he's live streaming, just texting, and it is like a downpour, and he's in a high-end sports car.
And it ended the way it should have ended.
Yeah. LeBron James and his son made history by being the first father-son duo to play an NBA game together. But there was some confusion when LeBron called a timeout, and his son went and stood in the corner.
Jesus.
That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
LeBron James and his son Bronny made history when they became the first ever father-son duo to play an NBA game together. But there was some confusion when LeBron called a timeout and his son went and stood in the corner.
That's got to be a little odd.
But it's playing with your dad in a professional sport?
Yeah, and just, sorry, we're done. I should have tapped you. Yeah, but also, like, at least with the Griffies, you're playing baseball.
Right, so it's one at a time.
Right, it just seems odd, like, I don't know. You have different relationships with teammates. It would seem odd, like, looking at your dad and be like, pass me the damn ball.
Or what they talk about in the locker room. You know, I don't know, but just, guys get together like, oh, man, did you see that chick, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, your son's sitting there like, how about mom?
Yeah, dude, that's a good point, too, right? Because what if other players like LeBron, I remember those Miami days. It was wild.
Yeah, right. Remember that time when we...
Not as crazy in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Now, actually, you always got to give credit to LeBron James. That guy, again, I say this all the time, his senior year, might have been his junior year, but his senior year, high school, every game he played is on ESPN.
Which is crazy, but yeah.
Right, goes straight to the NBA, right, has this unreal career, and other than some of his views on stuff, you might not like him, but, like, he's not getting caught doing bad stuff.
No, really
I don't think he's that funny.
He's not particularly funny.
That's about the worst I could say about him.
Yeah, LeBron, you ain't funny. You can play ball, but you ain't funny.
Yeah, you just have to laugh because he's the best athlete in the locker room.
Yeah.
I am just saying, there's a few guys at my high school that really thought they were funny. And it's like, if you weren't an All-American, nobody would laugh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we all like football on here. Every Sunday night ends, you get Sunday night football going on.
Yep.
Carrie Underwood obviously sings the song. So it's being reported that she has paid $1 million every time the theme song on Sunday Night Football plays. That salary was from 2023 season. We don't know how much she's making the seasons before that. So 18 weeks in the NFL season, that means she makes $36 million between this year and last. That's assuming she didn't negotiate a bigger deal.
Right.
We were talking about this earlier today off the air before we went on. So she's mentioned that she does the recording each year at once, too. She said, I'll do the whole main version, then we go back and pick up all the matchups for the regular season and playoff football. Then I sing every possible combination of those two teams you could possibly think of, maybe play each other. In the back of your mind, you're like, I know they ain't going to make it into the playoffs. So, like we were saying, I'm sure that's a super long day, singing all the different combinations.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're talking about basically like $18 million for a day of work.
If you give me $18 million for a day of work, I will put in a long day.
Yeah.
No questions asked. Like, okay.
Yeah, you just mentally prepare, physically prepare.
And she also goes into a studio and does all that. And then they film her.
Right. That's the whole other
singing
thing.
herself, when she's doing her intro and all that. But that's,
right.
Again, one piece of production. And then they fill in the teams and all that stuff behind her with individual lines, as you're saying, as far as the matchups and whatever else.
Right, and Mike and I were talking. It probably used to be easier before they started flexing games.
Right.
Now you really
we need to go to the studio, man, because we're flexing this game, and you did not sing about this matchup.
She should sing about a flex.
About a flex?
Yeah. It was going to be the fact. It was going to be sorry.
But what the heck? They decided to flex.
I had like a 10-minute conversation with somebody on Thursday night. They are a Commanders fan. The Commanders were up the road in Baltimore playing the Ravens. Great game. You could argue the game of the build-up was the game of the weekend. This person was like, I just don't get why they're not flexing it. Finally, after 10 minutes, I was like, they don't flex them this early in the season.
No.
That's the only...
When the playoffs are a little more... Look, both teams look pretty good right now, but until the playoffs start taking shape, I ain't flexing anything.
Yeah, that was a good highlight of the season, or highlight of the weekend. I would also say, man, tough. Seahawks lost on Thursday. Huskies lost on Saturday. Also, if you're paying attention to the Big Ten at all, basically, if these college teams have to go through 2 time zones, they lose.
It seems that way.
Yep.
But what you've done with the conferences, it's like that's going to happen a lot more.
Right, because like Ohio State just lost down at Oregon.
They had to fly to Oregon, right?
Right. I mean, those are just long ass trips.
They're going to have to get used to leaving a little bit earlier to get people acclimated. I mean, if you Ohio State and Michigan, you can do it in what, an hour in the air?
But see, the argument's going to be, but they're in school. Right?
Well,
in theory, you shouldn't. I mean, look, NFL,
they represent the school. They're not really in school.
But I mean, the NFL doesn't matter. Like, this is your job. So you're like, all right, cool.
I mean, it's kind of like stealing from the movie Old School, right? Like, they want to start that fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the famous line? It's like, we'll have some loose association with the university.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And I think it's kind of the same thing. I've said this for a while now with college football. It's like, I mean, they're still students, but I do legit think you could just take college football, separate it, and then go back to having regional conferences.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's always easy to sit here and talk about football, but, like, let's talk about the women's field hockey team or the swimming team. You know what I mean? Like,
right. They have teams, too.
Right. They have to take all those giant trips as well, miss school time, this and that. And it's like, that's tough. I mean, look.
But their programs do not have the money that the football program does.
I hate flying across the country. And I only do it like, 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
I can't imagine just being like, oh, we got to go play over there, right? If somebody said, hey, tomorrow you guys got to work in D.C., I'd be like, what in the hell?
Yeah, I know. So get on the flight tonight.
Yeah. Let's see. Jimmy Fallon's announced that he has a holiday comedy album coming out.
Okay. Just like no one was asking for.
It's called Holiday Seasoning, which...
All right, decent name.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got talent. He can sing.
It's going to be a collection of originals, some collaborations. The full track list isn't out yet. But, yeah, basically he's doing some classic songs and this and that. And it's Jimmy Fallon. You're right. He can actually sing.
Yep.
He has a bunch of famous friends. So Meghan Trainor's going to be on there. Dolly Parton, Ariana Grande, Megan Thee Stallion.
I mean, technically, isn't D in a Box a Christmas song?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, was it Valentine's Day or Christmas?
Yeah, it definitely was a holiday. I just can't remember which one.
I think it was Christmas.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're right.
Put it
And
on.
obviously, Timberlake and him are super tight buddies. So everybody's like, well, Timberlake's going to be on one of them.
The one that Horatio Sands used to do, but Jimmy just kind of stood in the background and did that dumb dance.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I wish it was Christmas or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. They make fun of some of them, too. That one, actually, you could put that on at a party. I don't think anybody would be.
Nah.
But the only problem is it's an SNL skit, so that song's maybe, 2 minutes long?
Maybe.
But, I mean, between him, the Lonely Island Boys, there's actually been a lot of funny songs and music, not just comedy, that comes out of SNL.
He probably collaborated with a lot of those guys. Just because they're so used to writing the parody songs and all that. Like,
you have the roots.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If you need them.
Let's see. This one came back out. Are you guys fans of roller skating competitions?
Yeah, it's going to shock you, but no.
Max has a new one. It's called Roller Jam.
Whoa!
Yep. 6-episode series hosted by Jordan Sparks, who's on Idol. I guess the fixer-upper couple, Chip and Joanna Gaines, are producing it.
We're talking like strawberry jam, raspberry jam. What are they making out there?
Contestants will be judged by figure skating champ Johnny Ware, roller skating legend Terrell Ferguson.
Oh, of course.
So far, I cannot think of a show I want to watch less.
Is it roller derby?
No.
No. They're doing like performances.
Oh.
Yeah, like
right.
dancing on roller skates, basically.
Yeah. Some of the contestants, you're going to have Michelle Williams. She was the other girl in Destiny's Child. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just saying. Right. I think Beyonce and Kelly Rowland pretty big up there, but it's like she was in there as well. Maureen McCormick from the Brady Bunch.
That was what, Marsha, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Debbie Gibson. There's a few people on here. Winning team will receive $150,000 plus a $10,000 donation to their local skating rink.
Huh. Okay.
When's the last time you've been to a roller skating rink?
For my daughter's birthday, like 7 or 8 years ago.
What is the Linwood Skating Bowl or whatever?
I think that's where it was, actually.
The last one I was at was like down in Auburn when I was in high school.
Yeah, like, what was it, this summer? What was I think it was down in White Center. And it's like evening time, whatever, and we go into this one place. I did not realize there was a roller skating, like, thing in the back of it.
All right.
And we go in there, and man, I felt like a loser.
What?
Just everybody's, because I forget, like, there's people that roller skate all the time.
Sure.
And they just look awesome. They just, like, roll up to the bar and, like, get a drink or whatever. And just like, I'm just a guy in his shoes. Like, I'm serious. You can see when I'm telling you that story. I was just like, God, we look like idiots in here.
Well,
man.
then you lumber yourself out there onto the ring, and you can't do it at all. You keep falling down, or you don't have the right control, and they're just doing donuts around you and whatnot. Like you said, they're adept at it, and they're just weaving in and out of people. They make everybody look bad.
Yeah, and I don't think they're showing off. That's just what they do.
Yeah, I mean, if you could skate that well, it's probably the only way you're going to skate.
Yeah, and I mean, I would wear those things everywhere. Like, hey, your wings are up. Roll over.
Like wheelies.
Yeah, exactly. Wheelies are, they might be making a comeback.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I just made that up. I have a buddy that has a pair of them, but I'm convinced he's going to die on them. Let's see. You got some stuff on tonight for you. I have been watching the Menendez Brothers show. It is dark.
Yeah, my wife watched it. I saw part of it. I think she may have finished. I don't know, but she was all about it. It's ridiculous because clearly they've taken some creative liberties on it, but still, at the root of it is we killed our parents.
What's the different story? Exactly. I mean, is there a twist to this? Is there new information?
It's not really a twist.
Is it just basically the original story?
It's just the relationship between the brothers, but because it's all being acted, right? So everything that we would never know from watching the actual court trial, I feel like they've probably taken some gossip, but they kind of
Hasn't
fill
there
in
been
the
like
bits.
new news, like they were molested or?
That's what it is.
They tried that at the trial, yeah.
Right. It's like the show depicts that the dad was doing it, then the brothers were doing it to each other. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, at first you're kind of interested. You're like, these two are idiots. They're just doing this for the cash money.
Right.
Then it kind of draws you in. And then, right. But when it gets to that part, like my buddy told me, he goes, what episode are you on? I'm like, I think 3 or 4. He's like, just no. Like, it's going to get dark. Like, and it just, it got so disturbing. I was like, I want to finish it, but I don't, just mentally, I don't know if I have it in me.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? You're just like, this is.
I did that with the Dahmer show. It's like,
you watched what, one episode?
That was enough.
Yeah, right? Because it just gets.
I know what happens. That's enough.
Yeah, it gets dark and twisted. You do have some action tonight. You still got some ball on. You got the Jets hosting the Buffalo Bills. I think the most exciting thing about this matchup is that the Jets fired their coach last week.
Agreed.
So it seems, I also heard they told the offensive coordinator he can't call plays anymore,
So what's your job?
Thank you. Seems odd. You could be an offensive coordinator and not call plays. Like, would you just coaching him up?
Why don't you just fire the guy?
Well, because he is very good buddies with Aaron Rodgers. Right? So,
That had nothing to do with it, Ted.
I know, it had nothing to do with it. You know what? Maybe Aaron Rodgers, you know what? Maybe he's right. We're all the idiots. And he comes out there tonight, runs the offense he wants to, and just lights it up. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. He could do it, Miles.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
And our top story, we go to Oklahoma, where a man went to court and ended up arrested. He was due in court to answer for the charges of stealing a car. But upon his arrival, he was tracked down by an officer outside of the courthouse and promptly put under arrest. He was escorted to his court appearance to avoid any additional charges and then promptly taken right back to the county jailhouse. Because the car that he had taken to the court date was not his. He was spotted outside of a gas station asking people for a ride to the courthouse before his date. But when he wasn't able to solicit one, he turned to an emergency vehicle that was left running with nobody inside. Oops. In a Facebook post by the Highway Patrol, he admitted to quote-unquote borrowing the vehicle to make it to his appearance. He's now facing more charges.
Yeah. I mean, his plan was to go to a local gas station and ask strangers for a ride to court.
Right.
I cannot think of anyone to be like, yeah, man, hop in.
Yeah. You know what? I'm heading that way. Jump on in.
Yeah, it's somebody, like if you said the hospital, anything, like maybe. But court, like, I don't know what you did. I don't want any part of it.
And to say I borrowed the car, like you're literally just trying to not implicate yourself at this point.
Yeah, no, like, no, we get it, but we call it theft.
Right.
when you don't inform the other party that you're quote-unquote borrowing it. Or they don't give
it's
you
an
permission.
emergency service vehicle.
Right.
Which makes it even worse.
Correct.
Good work. Good work. In other news, losing a loved one is no laughing matter, but sometimes we get those post-mortem nuggets that make us smile. An obituary was posted for the late Robert Adolph Boehm out of Winters, Texas, and it was clearly written by someone that knew Robert's history well and had a good sense of humor about it. The first paragraph reads, quote, Robert Adolph Boehm, in accordance with his lifelong dedication to his own personal brand of decorum, muttered his last unintelligible and likely unnecessary curse on October 6, 2024, shortly before tripping backward over, quote, some stupid mother effing thing, and hitting his head on the floor. The obituary continues to talk about his life in the same tongue-in-cheek manner that is sure to leave a smile on the grieving family that read it. His service was held earlier this morning, and as Miles mentioned earlier in the haiku there, one of the phrases in there was, he's God's problem now.
Yes.
Good work, Robert. Good work. There's a dispute with a neighborhood in Pennsylvania as a local township seeks to clean up their streets. Some of the townsfolk are taking their liberties too far, and now officials have sought to undo the encroachment on shared property by handing out notices of violations. They haven't issued any fines just yet, merely warnings, but they're hoping that people will start to think twice before they put a basketball hoop on their neighborhood roads, as well, before they put a basketball hoop on the street in front of their home. So like at the end of the driveway.
I mean, I kind of hear what you're saying, but is this really a problem?
The township has an ordinance prohibiting basketball hoops from being on neighborhood roads, as well as skateboard ramps and street hockey goals. Several of the residents have taken their notices into town hall meetings to complain about the overbearing government hand, while others complain that the inconvenient obstruction that the hoops cause. So there are some that are like, I tried to park here and there's a basketball hoop in the way.
I mean, that just seems ridiculous, and especially with street hockey goals. Like most people don't have driveways big enough. That's why you play in the street.
Correct.
And they're cul-de-sacs too. A lot of those areas.
And it's called street hockey, almost like that's where they're playing it.
And if it's on a main road, like I get it. Okay,
don't do it on I-5.
Right, you're not going to see a whole lot of them here in downtown Seattle, especially where we're working, because the roads are busy. But they're saying nobody comes down this road.
Right.
My kids can play a full basketball game and never be in anybody's way once. Like this basketball hoop being here is not a problem. Those goals being there is not a problem.
Because they don't leave them there.
No.
Hence the term car.
Exactly.
Game on.
And then you bail out.
Game off. And I still think, too, it's like, these kids today spend too much time on social media. Sweet. We'll go outside and play hoops.
No.
Well, don't do that either.
Right. We're going to fine you. Right. But just in case those stories left the bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
A couple in Michigan planning on having their third baby ended up being a first for them in a different way. The dad was at work conducting a strength and conditioning class when he got word from his wife that she had gone into labor. With both of their other two kids arriving a week after their due dates, he figured that they still had time to finish the class and get home, but thankfully the ladies of his class urged him to go be with his wife, one of which was his own mother. Like, go the hell home. Go take care of your wife. But it was a good thing, because turns out baby number 3 was moving a lot smoother than his siblings and forced a trip to the hospital that very day. But he didn't even make it that far. On the way to the hospital, the contractions were reduced to a minute, and in an attempt to get more comfortable, Mom actually started feeling the head of her son on the way out.
Oh, boy.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
And our top story, we go to Oklahoma, where a man went to court and ended up arrested. He was due in court to answer for the charges of stealing a car, but upon his arrival, he was tracked down by an officer outside of the courthouse and promptly put under arrest. He was escorted to his court appearance to avoid any additional charges and then promptly taken right back to the county jailhouse, because the car that he had taken to the court date was not his. He was spotted outside of a gas station asking people for a ride to the courthouse before his date. But when he wasn't able to solicit one, he turned to an emergency vehicle that was left running with nobody inside. Oops. In a Facebook post by the Highway Patrol, he admitted to quote-unquote borrowing the vehicle to make it to his appearance. He's now facing more charges.
Yeah. I mean, his plan was to go to a local gas station and ask strangers for a ride to court.
Right.
I cannot think of anyone to be like, yeah, man, hop in.
Yeah. You know what? I'm heading that way. Jump on in.
Yeah, if somebody, like if you said the hospital, anything, like maybe. But court, like, I don't know what you did. I don't want any part of it.
And to say I borrowed the car, like you're literally just trying to not implicate yourself at this point.
Yeah, no, like, no, we get it, but we call it theft.
Right.
when you don't inform the other party that you're quote-unquote borrowing it. Or if they don't give
And it's
you
an
permission.
emergency service vehicle.
Right.
Which makes it even worse.
Correct.
Good work. Good work. In other news, losing a loved one is no laughing matter, but sometimes we get those post-mortem nuggets that make us smile. An obituary was posted for the late Robert Adolph Boehm out of Winters, Texas, and it was clearly written by someone that knew Robert's history well and had a good sense of humor about it. The first paragraph reads, quote, Robert Adolph Boehm, in accordance with his lifelong dedication to his own personal brand of decorum, muttered his last unintelligible and likely unnecessary curse on October 6, 2024, shortly before tripping backward over, quote, some stupid mother effing thing, and hitting his head on the floor. The obituary continues to talk about his life in the same tongue-in-cheek manner that is sure to leave a smile on the grieving family that read it. His service was held earlier this morning, and as Miles mentioned earlier in the haiku there, one of the phrases in there was, he's God's problem now.
Yes.
Good work, Robert. Good work. There's a dispute with a neighborhood in Pennsylvania as a local township seeks to clean up their streets. Some of the townsfolk are taking their liberties too far, and now officials have sought to undo the encroachment on shared property by handing out notices of violations. They haven't issued any fines just yet, merely warnings, but they're hoping that people will start to think twice before they put a basketball hoop on their neighborhood roads, as well, before they put a basketball hoop on the street in front of their home. Like at the end of the driveway.
I mean, I kind of hear what you're saying, but is this really a problem?
The township has an ordinance prohibiting basketball hoops from being on neighborhood roads, as well as skateboard ramps and street hockey goals. Several of the residents have taken their notices into town hall meetings to complain about the overbearing government hand, while others complain that the inconvenient obstruction that the hoops cause. So there are some that are like, I tried to park here and there's a basketball hoop in the way.
I mean, that just seems ridiculous, and especially with street hockey goals. Like most people don't have driveways big enough. That's why you play in the street.
Correct.
And they're cul-de-sacs, too. A lot of those areas.
And it's called street hockey. Almost like, that's where they're playing it.
And if it's on a main road, like, I get it. Okay?
Don't do it on I-5.
Right. You're not going to see a whole lot of them here in downtown Seattle, especially where we're working, because the roads are busy. But they're saying nobody comes down this road.
Right.
My kids can play a full basketball game and never be in anybody's way once. Like, this basketball hoop being here is not a problem. Those goals being there is not a problem.
Because they don't leave them there.
No.
Hence the term car.
Exactly.
Game on.
And then you bail out.
Game off. And it's the thing, too. It's like, these kids today spend too much time on social media. Sweet. We'll go outside and play hoops.
No.
Well, don't do that either.
Right. We're going to fine you.
Right.
But just in case those stories left the bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
A couple in Michigan planning on having their third baby ended up being a first for them in a different way. The dad was at work conducting a strength and conditioning class when he got word from his wife that she had gone into labor. With both of their other two kids arriving a week after their due dates, he figured that they still had time to finish the class and get home, but thankfully the ladies of his class urged him to go be with his wife, one of which was his own mother. Like, go the hell home. Go take care of your wife. But it was a good thing, because turns out baby number 3 was moving a lot smoother than his siblings and forced a trip to the hospital that very day. But he didn't even make it that far. On the way to the hospital, the contractions were reduced to a minute, and in an attempt to get more comfortable, Mom actually started feeling the head of her son on the way out.
Oh, boy.
On the phone with 911 responders, they pulled into the parking lot of their favorite local brewery, which was on the way to the hospital. And with one good heave-ho, the baby arrived in perfect health.
Heave-ho.
I'm here.
The ambulance eventually arrived to get them through the remaining 4 miles to the hospital. They were 4 miles away.
Okay, here's in my mind, the ironic part. This place was very close to their house.
Yes.
And it's a regular stomping ground.
Correct.
It's a brew house and a restaurant. I guarantee you the kid was conceived after a night.
Would not be shocked.
At that place, and also came into this world at that place.
They did make it to the hospital, and everybody is doing just fine.
Men's room sports. That's just instincts. Honey, pull in the brewery.
Right. Well, and that was part of it, is that they had been there before, and so they felt comfortable being there, and that nobody was going to come by or anything like that. Like, we know this parking lot. Men's room sports on the night. You've got NBA preseason on NBA Network. TBS and True TV have championship series coverage if you want to watch some baseball. And you've got Monday Night Football between the Jets and the Bills over on ESPN.
And guess who's reffing that game?
That's exactly right. I noticed that. I forgot to write it down.
I honestly didn't know. Someone just texted in and said, dude, throw your brother's on TV doing Monday Night Football.
Featuring head referee Adrian Hill.
Yeah, that's right. See if he gets hit in the face with the ball.
As far as your weather, clouds are sticking around for a while, keeping the temperatures between the mid-50s and the low 60s, and that's going to be tonight into tomorrow. It's going to be a cool, nasty, cloudy time. But that's it for headlines with that. Mike Hawk is out.
Thanks, Harry. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. We will sit and spin. The lovely Jolene is up next.
Yes, indeed. It is all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the pain out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our mental health providers are here for you with both in-person and telehealth options to get you seen in as little as 48 hours. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the home, like vacuums, bedding, and home decor. You'll have money left over for those sweet handbells you've had your eye on. Or those gingerbread scented candles that help with the illusion that you made the dessert yourself. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.